had enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Too long to explain, but we got to get Bobby Lee back in the studio to talk about that rabbit.
No.
Good morning.
Crazy.
Welcome to the Opie and Anthony show. Anthony just arrived. He's not happy.
It's a smug guy out by the accident site? Yes.
I guess
Look
a
at
lot
that.
of people aren't going to be happy today. 1 dead, 5 injured. An ambulance caused this? What happened?
No. Apparently the 5 were injured in the ambulance. One guy's dead because he decided to, take on a tractor trailer. And, of course, like we've talked about many times before, the delicate ecosystem that is the Long Island Expressway was upset. And, my normally 20-minute drive took me over an hour. So it's wonderful. There it is. There's the tractor trailer. And there's the car. Oopsie. Say hi to St. Peter. Ugh. God, it's just so goddamn annoying.
Wait, what happened, though? The guy went under the tractor trailer?
It was so impossible to tell because everything was just mangled.
Yeah.
The truck was spun around and jackknifed.
And then what? Other cars crashed into that?
Yeah. And apparently some ambulance workers got injured in some separate accident. So they had completely shut down the Long Island Expressway, which is the thoroughfare into New York City.
Well, the good news is it's the middle of the night, so it shouldn't affect too many people.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be some pissed off people this morning.
It was backed up pretty much halfway from my house into work. So I was just sitting in dead stop traffic. And then an interesting thing happens. The little light that looks just like an engine pops up on my dashboard. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. Bing! Yeah. Just goes ding. So I'm like, okay. So I hit my little OnStar button. It goes, OnStar, how can we help you, Mr. Kumia? I was like, my check engine light just came on. We will run a diagnostic. So they run the diagnostic, and she goes, yes, we're showing a problem with your transmission. It's in your drivetrain, not the engine. And this has to be addressed immediately. But nothing opens till 8 o'clock. Like, great. So I drove it in, and the longer I was driving it, I hit the gas, and the engine goes, and the vehicle doesn't get out of its own way. It starts up like at this slow roll, like someone's pushing it, and then very slowly can build up speed. And then every light I had to stop at, same thing. Step on the gas. People behind me are like beeping because it wasn't moving. And if there's the slightest little hill, it's not getting up out of its own way. So the tranny is screwed.
But you have a nice newer car. Your car
Yes.
is what? Only a couple of years old at most.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. It was sitting in that traffic jam. I don't know.
It's kind of creepy that it could call a phone number and they kind of
I know.
diagnose your car
I like that feature.
through a satellite. That's creepy.
That's pretty cool. You could actually go online and get that service online where it'll print out a whole diagnostic on every piece of your car. And you could tell if something's wrong with it. It prints out the sheet, lets you know if everything's okay or whatever's wrong, and you take it in and get it serviced.
How not fun would that be?
Yeah, no kidding.
Print something out and actually pour over that on the couch.
Just go,
Awful weekend.
Get a
Look at
cup
that.
of tea and just kind of look at the papers that
I
come
need a new oil filter.
Yeah.
from the printer.
Tell your chick you get a great weekend plan, and then she comes over with all this paperwork. It's like my diagnostic report. We're going to pour over it.
Yeah, with Sharpies and highlighters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Two magnifying glasses.
just
Calculators
pawing over
and-
it.
Yeah, just awful.
I'm going through my diagnostics.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my great morning getting in. I got in, and the show starts, which I got to tell you, over the years is something I never like doing. I like coming in, hanging out a little bit, talking, reading the papers, but you just run in, and we're on!
Yeah,
Try not to trip me up with those big feet of yours.
Yeah, people don't understand that. It's a very fine thing. Like, we need we need to be in a routine.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if that routine is messed up, like they throw us in another studio or want us to broadcast from another city, they think, oh, it's just going to sound like it does every morning. No, it just always messes it up.
No, you're getting that groove.
You got to like...
I'm in the zone.
Yeah, you got to go through your morning ritual before you come on at 6 a.m.
Hey, crappy bagel I can't eat now.
Yeah, start eating. Who gives a crap? It's still early. Hey, we got more news on the giant Asian that beheaded that passenger on the Greyhound bus.
More news. What could there possibly be? This guy sawed a guy's head off and started eating him on the bus.
I want to thank Joey Gorgeous from East Hampton. He writes,
Joey Gorgeous.
More news on giant Asian. Police report officers found ear, nose, and part of a mouth in the man's pocket. It's on CNN.com. Can we please get that story?
Wow. This guy is a complete kook.
And then in his court appearance, he's basically saying, somebody please kill me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that came out yesterday as well. He you know.
Why is he huge, Joe? How big is he?
Well, Patrice said he was a big Asian guy.
Oh.
Yeah, he's like over 6 feet.
Over 6 feet tall. Yeah.
Wow, what a ghoul.
Hey, someone is already diagnosing your car.
Oh, are they?
Paul in Bayside. What's up, Paul?
Good morning, boys.
Good morning.
Sir.
Hey, Anthony, your torque converter is is stuck in the locked position.
Oh, yeah?
That's why you have no power off the line. It's an electrical problem, very minor, and can be fixed very simply.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You know, it really sucked. I wasn't even able to put it in manual. Like, I tried putting it in manual so I could just shift it up and down off the, the little shifter, and it wouldn't even go into manual.
Normally, off the line, your torque converter is unlocked to give you more power to get you going. When it's stuck in the lock position, is 1-to-1. Therefore, no power. You're struggling the engine.
And reverse works fine, by the way.
Yeah, it's a different module. Totally different.
All right.
You must beat the hell out of that truck.
Oh, why? What does that mean?
Yeah, if you do a lot of hard acceleration off the line, that will definitely cause a problem.
Wow, you know something? You're absolutely right.
Kind of scary.
I do.
Kind of scary this guy knows all this from you talking about your car for a minute.
I do. I slam on the gas constantly.
Yeah.
That thing kicks into low gear so I could get in the left lane and get around idiots. You're absolutely right. I beat the crap out of it.
Well, there you go. Booyah.
Booyah!
Later, gentlemen.
All right. Did Randy Newman ever play his dumb piano yesterday?
He's not. I think he's coming in today.
Yeah, there's some kind of thing. I don't know what they're doing today over there.
Why are you running over there? It's frightening to see.
What is E-Rock doing?
To play the piano after we left the studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, somebody decided to sit down and
Tickle the ivories.
Yes.
For the people that don't know, we discovered that Randy Newman was coming in to play this grand piano for Ron and Fez yesterday, and we decided to put a booger on one of the keys, and then
followed by.
Look at the picture.
dude, this is effing radio. E-Rock, we explain what's
I
going
know.
on.
Come on, E-Rock.
He's just walking around showing pictures.
Master Poe is tickling the ivory.
Oh, Master Poe? Well, he's got a booger on it. He is the dumbest guy, I'm telling you. And then he goes, you're just saying that for the radio. And then I have to tell Master Poe, yeah, just for the radio. It's fun to tell everyone that you're dumb.
Sure.
And once again, I'm calling him dumb. And later on today, he'll go, that was for the radio, right? Yes, Poe, it's for the radio. He is as dumb as they come, man. He really is stupid. So we put a booger on one of the keys yesterday.
Yeah.
Hoping that Randy Newman was going to play the piano.
Yeah, and it was going to...
And then he tricked us because I guess Randy Newman's playing the piano today, so now we have to work up some more boogers. It was one booger on one key. And we played the key on the air yesterday, so when you hear that key, when Randy Newman's playing the piano, you could be chuckling at home knowing that he might have got some goodness on his index finger.
Got some booger on him.
So we have to rework the whole booger on the key thing for Randy Newman today. The great Randy Newman. I think he even won an Oscar for his stuff. Finally. Yeah, 877-212-ONA, ONDARadio.com. We have a very busy show. We got Generation Kill coming in here, right?
Yes.
A show that you've turned a lot of people on to.
One of my faves right now. HBO comes up with some good series.
Yeah, we got two of the guys coming in, so at 7:15. What's the show about for the newbies out there?
It's about, it starts out where they got some troops in Kuwait waiting for the orders to go in, and that's where it picks up when they start the invasion of Baghdad.
Right.
And real good character development, a lot of action, and what seems to me, without having been there, obviously, but just from hearing and reading things and seeing videotapes that are made by the soldiers and stuff, that it's a pretty realistic take on what goes on over there. And a lot of vets have said it's pretty realistic, the language and stuff, and the screw-ups, things that happen. I like the cast is pretty cool because it seems pretty accurate. Like the lieutenant isn't like this hardened lieutenant guy. It's a goddamn kid. He's pretty much a kid, just commanding his guys, which is pretty accurate. Just a really, really good show. A lot of, like I said, some action and then good dialogue and everything. I just think it's one of those good HBO little mini-series that they put on.
Yeah, we'll be talking to two of the guys from that show in about an hour. Jay in Tennessee. Jay.
Boy, how are you?
Hey.
Hey, I just wanted to tell Tank Hankerus a good morning today. It sounds like he's a character called E-Rock. I don't know why you're calling him E-Rock.
Yeah, Jay's very mad that we called Tank Hankerus E-Rock today.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
Tank
disgusting.
Hankerus.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm sorry that we called him E-Rock. His new
Happy
name is...
birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you, buddy.
Is it Tank Hankerus?
Tank Hanker.
Yes, his name's Tank.
Tank.
Hankerus.
Hey, Tank, you all right over there today?
Doing good this morning, Opie.
I hate Tank
I
Hankerus.
can't look at him. It makes my
No.
face scrunch up.
He's an idiot.
But I don't like the fact he doesn't have his tank top on.
Yeah, you
No,
were
he's
so-
supposed to have a tank top.
Yeah, why didn't you bring in the tank top today, Tank?
Forgot about the tank top. Sorry about that.
Why would Tank Hankerus be sorry?
Yeah, Tank
He's
doesn't say
supposed to-
sorry to anyone.
Yeah.
But he also would have the tank top.
Yeah, he would.
He just would have it. Yeah, keep typing. Way to go. That'll help the biz.
Yeah, Tank.
Fast Freddy from Jamaica Station. Newman has won 2, maybe 3 Oscars, this Randy Newman. He so totally deserves Booger Keys. So,
He
got more than
deserves
Booger
booger keys.
well, actually, there was, actually, it started with a booger on a key, and then Jimmy decided to take it to the next level by
My bare bottom on it
Yes.
made a sound.
yeah.
And then, you kind of used a disgusting part of your body.
Yeah, I stood in front of it and I played it. No, look, Ma, no hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Just picture a beanbag just throw it down on the keys over and over
Repeatedly.
again. Yeah.
An onion-smelling beanbag.
Right. That's how we treat an Oscar winner. And we wonder why we have no guests. We're such idiots. Yes, Stunt Brain.
He has one Oscar win after like 10 nominations.
Exactly.
The guy
Crap.
finally won for Monsters, Inc., but he had 9 or 10 nominations and then finally picked one up a couple years ago.
That's called throwing the old guy a bone. That was
Yeah.
throw the old guy a bone, Oscar. By the way, Randy Newman, not so talented. He
Really?
had one really good song that he has reworked for the last 25 years.
Really?
Yes. Every Randy Newman song sounds pretty similar to his hit.
He had one great soundtrack from The Natural. I don't know if you remember the big rising music at the end, and it's used now on all the movie trailers.
Yeah?
Really?
So he composes big symphonic stuff, but not hit songs.
All right.
He's actually pretty cool that way, but not hits.
Did you like Tropic Thunder?
I totally loved it. I couldn't believe how absolutely offensive it was and funny on so many levels.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder. I don't know what kind of reviews it's going to get. I'm a little confused what the reviewers are going to do with this movie, but man, they did a private screening for the show yesterday, and it was me, Stunt Brain, Roland, and Patrice. We all had a huge theater to ourselves.
Oh, nice.
It ruled. I got a picture up on OwenDayRadio.com of Patrice just blending into the seats. You can barely see him, but it's really, really funny. And the movie, that's the one with Robert Downey Jr. Playing the black soldier from Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is just one of the best actors working today, or working in the last 20 years. He's just an amazing actor. He plays an Australian dude with blonde hair and blue eyes that gets into this role as a black Vietnam soldier by going through an operation to make him look black.
Yeah.
And he's like he's now just a black guy. He refuses to acknowledge his real name. or any of that crap. And he's in this movie that they're filming, Tropic Thunder, with a real black guy. And he's just pissing off the real black guy because the real black guy's like, "You're not black, stop." Because they're talking about slavery, reparations, and everything. And this real black guy is just giving him hell.
He's totally immersed in the character, and he's so good. You don't even remember it's Robert Downey until he puts that one scene near the end.
Dude, he plays a black guy. Patrice was losing his mind, laughing his ass off.
Oh, really?
He couldn't believe how good Robert Downey Jr. was playing the black guy.
We stood on 42nd Street after the movie for about a half an hour talking about it because everybody was just amazed at all of it, and especially Downey and the big surprise.
Yeah, well, when you see Ben Stiller hasn't had a good movie in a long time, but I think this is going to save his career. How do we explain this movie? It's so weird. It's a bunch of actors getting together to film this movie that goes wrong, and then whatever. We'll keep it at that. But like Ben Stiller, before he did Tropic Thunder, did this movie Simple Jack, where he played a retard. And when you see Ben Stiller as Simple Jack, you are going to lose your effing mind. And Robert Downey Jr. as the black guy explained why he didn't win the Oscar, because what?
Because he went full retard.
Because he went full retard. He goes, "You dummy! To win an Oscar for playing a retard, you can't go full retard." And then he explains how Tom Hanks didn't go full retard, and Dustin Hoffman didn't go full retard. And Ben Stiller was all in, full retard. Full retard.
Sean Penn did, and that's why he went home empty-handed.
Yeah, he goes, and Sean Penn went full retard as well. And see what happened to him? You can't go full retard.
Oh, that's good.
Is there still a Ben Stiller Simple Jack yet online?
Yeah, well, if not, I got the press kit came in yesterday.
Okay,
with all the
let's take a picture of it and throw it up on onaradio.com. You got to see Ben Stiller as a retard.
Does he do a good retard?
Well, it's a fake trailer for this movie that he was up for an Oscar or something like that, or was hoping to win an Oscar for. And, God, man, was that effing funny. And then we're watching the movie, and they're not even advertising this, but Tom Cruise is in the movie, and he's freaking hilarious.
Really?
He steals this movie, and you don't know it's Tom Cruise.
Has Tom Cruise ever
10 minutes?
Has Tom Cruise ever been in a comedy? A real comedy. Now, I know he's funny in some of the roles he's done over the years.
Yeah, I can't. Oh my God!
Like an actual comedy where he's
his big move, his big movie, the one that broke him.
Not Rain Man.
No, Risky Business.
Risky Business. Yeah.
Risky Business. That was Losing It was a comedy he was in.
Yeah,
but I mean, many years since he's probably been in it.
This is brilliant. This role for him.
He plays like either a studio head or
an agency head. He plays the head of the biggest agency in Hollywood.
And Patrice goes. We're going to get Patrice on the air later on to talk about the movie, and also we got Danny McBride, who was in the movie. He's coming in to say hi to us today. He was also in that movie Foot Fist Way that no one saw, which was hilarious. But anyway, Patrice goes, if the Jews don't protest over Tom Cruise's portrayal, he goes, then something is wrong with this world. And Patrice was just ranting and raving on 42nd Street outside the theater. He's like, Tom Cruise hates Jews. Just losing his mind. Tom Cruise played a stereotypical Jew.
Really?
That was money hungry.
And he was conniving, he was evil, he was a powerful, evil man.
Yeah.
This movie puts a stick in every piece of Hollywood, though. It makes fun of the movie.
That's why I'm not sure if it's gonna. I'm not sure what the reviewers are gonna do with this movie, because it's definitely a bit on. Not that we've ever made movies here, except for Little Jimmy Norton, but it seems like it's a bit inside at times. But I don't know.
It mocks actors. It mocks the studios. It mocks retarded people. It mocks black people. It mocks everybody.
Cruz is mocking the Jew. Absolutely. Wait till you get Patrice on the phone to talk about. Look at their Simple Jack. Look at Simple Jack.
They got movie posters of him in the movie.
Yeah, oh my God.
We'll get this up on onaradio.com.
What is it?
Stand next to a horse.
So good.
They got him with the really big teeth and the freckles under his eyes and the bowl haircut.
Full retard.
He went full retard. So, let's say hi to Mark in Philly. Good morning, Mark.
Yo, listen, just to touch on what the guy said yesterday about Jimmy, you rubbing your ball bag, or you're rubbing your bag on that keyboard and all that. Don't ever try to take the moral high ground in any situation, because what you're doing is the same thing that you fight against, that bullying that you suffered back in high school is the same thing you're doing right now. It's like,
wait, hold on, wait. Dude, what do you, wait, relax, one thing at a time. Relax. What do you mean bullying in high school because I farted on a keyboard when a man wasn't there?
Okay, no, it's the same.
Well, a lot of people are trying to compare us doing what we did to Randy Newman. They're trying to say that's the same thing they were doing to Mike Birbiglia at the Comedy Show.
Oh.
That's a stretch.
No,
that is a stretch, my friend.
No, it's not. I'm saying disagreeing with him, not you. I didn't hear the Birbiglia discussion. Dude, so you're kind of coming in on me.
But
like
they're justifying booing Mike Birbiglia because they're like, look what you guys do with your radio show.
I wasn't even at the show, but it's so true.
Let me ask you. You're right. It is. Let me ask you a question though. If you're going to make that comparison, which I don't know, I have no idea what the Birbiglia discussion was. I was in Los Angeles, but if you're
we weren't happy that Mike got booed.
Right.
Once again, we're like, we almost had a perfect show. I'll summarize, and they started booing before they really gave Mike a true chance to show what he had. And a lot of people said, if you don't like the guy, just shut up and don't applaud and don't say anything. But people had to boo, and he got booed off stage. And our point is that's going to hurt us down the road when we try to book these huge comedy festivals.
Well, dude, the difference is,
and now they're trying to justify the booing by saying, well, look, you guys. You guys don't give Randy Newman respect, and you do all this stuff on your show, so of course we got to boo when we see a comedian on stage we don't like.
Sir, let me ask you a question. If you're going to make that comparison, how will goofing like we goofed when he wasn't even there going to affect his performance?
No, okay, that comparison, like that direct correlation, I'm not saying. What I'm saying is to you is that's the same bullying that you have, from listening to you for so long, and like you disdain that kind of bullying of people that you may have suffered when you were in.
But what bullying, dude? What bullying?
Yeah, what bullying?
The bullying of rubbing your junk on somebody's keyboard is the same kind of.
It's not his keyboard.
Nonsense that you suffered when you were in high school.
No, here's what you're doing. You're making the comparison almost like this is an Emilio Estevez pulling the ass hair off of whatever in the Breakfast Club.
Right.
That's not what this is. It's not like he was sitting there ready to play the piano and I ran over and farted on it or rubbed my junk on it. He wasn't there, which was kind of the goof. It's not his piano, and what I did is not going to affect his performance.
Well, it's what he's going to play.
So what?
So it was like, yes, the whole thing was, let me, do my. I know it's. I can't speak on.
Right. We know what you mean.
All right, Mark.
It's like you can't really justify it. Like,
yes, I can.
You can't
it was funny.
That high moral. You can't pull the moral high ground.
When do I do that?
Stuff like that.
When do I pull the moral high ground?
You do a lot especially when it comes to dumb jocks pulling that same kind of.
So you don't see the difference between doing that and having a laugh over rubbing my junk on a piano keyboard when the guy's not even there, when it's not going to affect his performance at all, or affect anybody watching his performance at all. You can't see the difference between that and a bullying jock who's trying to intimidate somebody?
No. I see. I think that behavior that you participated in by rubbing your whatever on that keyboard is the same kind of behavior that a bullying jock would do, like say to your phone, like he would rub his whatever on your phone and laugh behind your back. That's the same.
No, a bullying jock, dude. The type of thing that we would do to make each other laugh, like when my friend at lunch one time we sat on his hamburger and we farted on his hamburger. That's something you do to make each other laugh. A bullying
Right.
jock would rub his junk on your phone and then mush it into your face.
Right.
And like that, you can see the difference in intent. One is to be silly, and one is to dominate and humiliate.
Right.
There's a complete difference in intent, dude. And so,
But I think the end result may be the same. I mean,
Nope,
No,
not
it's
at
not.
all. Randy Newman will be playing on the Ron and Fez show today, and no one will even know that there was a booger on his piano. I hate to tear down an effing wall because we like to think that the booger's still there, but guess what? The booger's long gone, and Randy Newman will play, and people will enjoy his performance.
Let's
And
put
how
a new
about-
booger on.
Yeah, we will try to put a new booger on today, just to see if we can get it, past.
Get a good one.
and Mark, how about the guys that used to hide Master Poe's pieces over at XM? They would hide his chess pieces. That's the same type of obnoxious thing. You tell me that was a bullying thing? The guy's a black belt in karate.
no. What I'm saying is that.
Oh my God, Mark! What I'm saying is we got to move on with the effing radio show. You made your point. We don't agree.
It's not.
We're
an
gonna have to
accurate
agree to
comparison.
disagree. That old gag.
Not
We
an
got to
accurate
move on.
I
Not
could
an
agree.
accurate
He's a douche.
It's not an accurate.
We can't spend 10 effing minutes on this. We completely don't agree with people booing a guy before he had a chance to do his thing. And the reason is because, we got to think of the big picture.
And people like, and I did read one thing where someone said, "Well, he should have went on earlier." Well, Geraldo went on right before him in Murder. And when Herrera got booed or Jimmy Schubert got booed, they were on very early in Philadelphia. It happens. It doesn't matter what part of the show you're on. People are going to boo you. Like they would have booed early.
Booyah.
Booyah! and there were a lot of guys that said no because they're a little scared of the audience, and that's what we're trying to fix, so we could get even bigger comics performing for these shows.
See, people get booed.
I was forgetting some of the guys that said no. You got to add Dennis Leary to the list. We said Saget, Brian Regan said no, Stephen Lynch said no, David Tell said no, Nick DiPaolo said no. Who else, Jimmy? Jimmy Fallon said no.
Well, Fallon was
No.
Fallon was.
We got some inside
really?
info on that from Patrice O'Neill.
What?
From the Montreal Comedy Fest. It turned out Fallon was nervous of what he heard. The Animation Festival, the booing that happened at the Animation Festival really, really hurt us as far as booking this virus show this year. It really hurt us.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go and have public embarrassment before he goes on to host the show. I mean, I can't get that. Yeah.
The list of names I just gave you, that's the big leagues right there. And those guys said no. And it's not because they don't like us or don't like the show. They were a bit, for the most part, they were intimidated. Maybe a couple guys in there really couldn't do it for other reasons, but that's what we heard over and over again this year. All right, we got to move on. We got lots to do today. We got the Never Go Full Retard clip.
Oh, wait, sorry. I was just watching the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2 trailer.
Ooh.
Well, we'll talk about that after the break. It's getting good reviews, my friend.
Stop.
Yes, we'll talk
Stop
about
it.
that. We
Stop
got
it.
We got the clip from Tropic Thunder, Never Go Full Retard. And, of course, there's controversy over Simple Jack from Tropic Thunder. We'll get into that next.
Well,
they
should
had to take some websites down already.
Oh, good.
Really?
They just put them up, and now they took them down because people aren't happy. Opie and Anthony, stay there. We got a busy show today. Opie and Anthony, good morning to everybody.
Oh, God.
Good morning to the participants of the show as well. You know who you are. You got your Coke Logic. You got your Fast Freddy.
Oh, yeah.
You got your Steve from Bayshore. You
Steve.
got Scott from Hop Pog.
You got your corn flakes. You got your 20 legs of lamb.
877-212-O&A. So, we got a couple guys from Generation Kill coming in about 15, 20 minutes. Still talking about this Tropic Thunder. We got Danny McBride coming in.
Who's he in the movie?
He was like a special effects guy in the movie. Danny McBride is one of these guys you're gonna know in the coming years. He is a funny mofo. He was in this really weird movie called Foot Fist Way. They thought it was gonna be kind of like a Napoleon Dynamite and kind of take off. Never really took off, unfortunately. The first time I saw the movie, I was like, "What the hell is this?" And then I watched it a second time with some people and laughed my ass off.
Yeah.
He's like a Taekwondo instructor, and he thinks he's all that.
I remember that when it came out. I saw the trailer for it, and it looked really funny, but never saw the movie.
It's definitely quirky. If you're looking for something a little quirky and you want to recite some weird lines from this movie, I suggest you go find it. Foot Fist Way.
You just missed, by the way. You said you saw Godfrey at the gym.
Yeah.
I saw him last night. He goes, "Oh man, right after he left, Shaquille O'Neal came in. We hung out for like 3 hours."
Ooh.
At the gym?
Yeah, Shaq's a big fan of Godfrey's. And
You just missed the Shaq.
You missed Shaq
Are you kidding me?
by a very short time.
You missed Shaq.
Yeah,
That's unbelievable.
they had a pickup game.
Really?
Yeah, it's just probably silly, but yeah.
How'd he do? Yeah, right?
It was only 148 to 4. Shaq had a stroke and Godfrey scored 2.
Shaq was playing hoops at that gym?
I think so. Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, my God. I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah, too.
Oh, man. I would have loved to take an elbow from Shaq.
How great would that be?
Down low and just take an elbow to the head. Of course, he would have to bend way down to do it, but it would be a privilege to take an elbow from Shaq.
If I ever meet Shaq, every moment we're together is going to be, how can I sue him? What can he do to somehow injure me where I can not really get hurt and get a nice hunk of change? Steps on my foot, 80,000.
That would hurt.
I told you the Shaq story when I went on vacation, right? I met Shaq, but I didn't get a picture. And we were staying in this pretty nice hotel down there in the Caribbean, and somebody was making a lot of noise above me, just walking across the floor. And I was like, who the F is that? And we found out the next day that, it was Shaq. So thank God I didn't go up there to his room. Can you keep it down in there?
With his big clotting feet.
Just going
Those
across
giant
the floor. Right.
hooves.
So anyway, Tropic Thunder, I was explaining how Ben Stiller, there was a trailer for a fake movie called Simple Jack where Ben Stiller was the star, and he was really bummed out that he didn't win an Oscar for his performance because, a lot of guys win Oscars for playing, slow people.
Yeah.
For playing retards. And he didn't understand why his Simple Jack character didn't win the Oscar.
Uh-huh.
And then another character in this movie explained to Ben Stiller's character why he didn't win for Simple Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. Listen to this.
There were times when I was doing Jack that I actually felt retarded, like really retarded. In a weird way, I had to sort of just free myself up to believe that it was okay to be stupid or dumb.
To be a moron.
Yeah.
To be moronical.
Exactly.
An imbecile.
Yeah. When I was playing the character.
When you was the character.
Yeah, I mean, as Jack, definitely.
Yeah. It's like working with Mercury. It's high science, man. It's art form.
Yeah.
You an artist.
That's what we do, right?
Yeah. Everybody knows you never go full retard.
What do you mean?
Check it out. Dustin Hoffman, Rain Man, look retarded, act retarded. Not retarded. Count 2 picks, cheated cards. Autistic. Sure. Not retarded. Tom Hanks, Forrest Gump. Slow, yes, retarded, maybe, braces on his legs, but he charmed the pants off next to him and they won a ping pong competition. That ain't retarded. You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
Full retard.
It's also an accurate and great statement of what Hollywood reward. That's great. It's great.
And that voice, that's Robert Downey Jr. as the black guy.
Wow.
Believe it or not. Yeah.
Who he sounds like? He sounds like Keith David, the black dude from Platoon, who was
Yeah,
that's what he sounds like.
He probably was biting off that character.
No, it's just
just because it was a Vietnam spoof.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, Chicago, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, boys.
Good morning.
Morning, Yini.
Hi, buddy.
Well, as part of Tropic Thunder's ad campaign, they actually made a realistic website for the movie Simple Jack, like they would for any movie that they make. And apparently some disability advocate groups got really upset by the portrayal of a retard in the movie. And so they actually went to DreamWorks and complained that they wanted to have every single bit of Simple Jack taken out of the movie.
Oh, God. Stop.
But they got it to the point where they actually took the website down. They complained enough that DreamWorks said, okay, we'll take the website down, but we're not changing the movie.
I wonder, and again, maybe they're not smart enough in advance to do this, but DreamWorks had to know that they're going to hear crap. They're not idiots. So maybe they what can we give them? They're going to bitch and moan.
Oh, we'll put up a website.
Put up a website. They're going to complain.
A sacrificial lamb.
And let them feel like they got something done. I'm hoping that they're smart enough to have done that.
Brian, could someone answer the question why we can't make fun of retards? I'm from the school. You should be able to make fun of everything.
It's insensitive.
Everything. Yeah, but
it's picking on the
making fun of anyone
the vulnerable,
is insensitive.
The defenseless.
the defenseless.
Blah, 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 blah.
Parents that have children with that are mentally handicapped feel very sensitive about it. That's what it is. But when you got a spoof movie, you should be able to spoof anything. It's not like, see, I have a problem. I have a line. I'm not going to walk up to a mentally handicapped person in a store, perhaps, or with their parents or something, and start pointing and laughing.
Of course not.
I wouldn't do that.
Right.
But in the context of dark comedy, inappropriate comedy, the stuff that makes people laugh, it's fair game.
Yeah.
Like anything else is.
Would you bother a retard if, say, he just wasn't playing the right, song cues during a bit?
I'd smack him in the head.
Yeah, that's you, E-Rock. Tropic Thunder's
Cankerous.
Tropic Thunder's Simple Jack website went bye-bye. So here's the story. After disability advocate groups raised issues with Tropic Thunder's repeated use of the word retard and other offensive terms to describe a role played by Ben Stiller's character in the movie, DreamWorks has agreed to meet with them. It's almost certainly too late to change the actual film, which comes out a week from tomorrow. That's a huge part of the film, and it's hilarious.
Not going to change it.
But Vulture reports, whatever that is, I guess it's a magazine or something, that the first casualty appears to be the promotional website for Simple Jack, one of the fake movies within the movie in which Ben Stiller plays a mentally handicapped adult and which has the unfortunate tagline, "Once upon a time, there was a retard."
That's a great tagline.
The only thing more confounding than the total predictability of this news is the fact that the Tropic Thunder Red Band trailer, which was released in mid-May, contains more than enough clues to the potential offensiveness of the Simple Jack subplot. If advocate groups had acted then, maybe there would have been time to change the actual movie and not just remove a website, which raises an insane question. Is it possible that Tropic Thunder's over $30 million overhyping campaign failed to reach everyone in America? Whatever. So... Oh, it is funny. It would be a shame if they took all this out of the movie because people complained in advance. No, it's too late now. It's out there, man.
I'm surprised. DreamWorks is normally the big ones like that are the hypersensitive ones, because they have so much at stake. I'm surprised they had to know. You can't put out a website with the tagline, "One day there was a retard," and I expect you to hear crap about it.
Ben Stiller's always had some, pretty.
He's twisted.
Yeah, pretty sick stuff that's a little controversial as far as
he tries to play both ways.
Go.
He's like mainstream, but no, he's twisted, man. These advocate groups are starting to call it the R word, by the way.
Are you kidding me?
There you go. In some of the literature that I got
R word?
That's way too much to start reading on the air.
That's because they're too dumb to say it.
Well, I'll read this sentence.
Get it?
And report that what many call the R word reinforces negative social attitudes just as surely as racial, ethnic, and sexually oriented slurs do.
Do you know what retarded means? It's like something that's held back.
Yeah.
It's retarded. It's pulled back. It's not quite there. It's accurate. We've been called retarded for a while.
Can we play the Drew Boogie thing really fast? It makes me laugh every time.
Hi, who's this?
My name is William, and I like to wear dresses.
R.
Yeah.
E.
Goodness gracious.
P.
Yeah.
A. Oosh. R. D. Retard. Yay. Woo. B. Retarded. B. Retarded. B. Retarded. B. Retarded.
Stop your hands and clap your feet. Retardation can't be beat.
You know we retarded. T-A-R-D. T-A-R-D. Retard. Yay, woo!
My name is William, and I like to wear dresses.
Okay, terrific.
Yeah. When did we do that?
We didn't do that. It was a couple lines we threw out there, and then Drew Boogie took them and made them into a song.
That's amazing.
They didn't actually go in a studio and come up with that.
I know. I'm trying to think of when we did the...
That's the brilliance of Drew Boogie. He takes a few lines from a bunch of different shows and makes it sound that we were working really hard in a studio.
God, he is good.
You know what these groups do, and this is why I hate these, like the advocacy groups. When they get offended at the language, it's because they're selective. It's like if you're portraying their subject the way they deem appropriate, they want it to be allowed. If you're not portraying it the way they want it to be portrayed, they don't want it to be allowed.
Yeah.
Like that's why they're so disgusting. I don't care how
take it out.
Yeah, like remove it. If you don't say what we want you to say about this subject, we don't want it to be said. So they can spin it any way they want. That's all it is.
Anthony, did you explain what retarded means? Did I interrupt you?
Yeah, I explained it.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
It makes perfect sense when you're talking about somebody that might have a mental handicap
all right.
like that. They're mentally retarded.
Let's go to Tracy in Philly. Tracy.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Good.
Hi.
I teach special needs kids, and it's like really ridiculous now, the terminology that we have to use. If a kid is now diagnosed, like by definition, mentally retarded, we're not allowed to call them that anymore. We have to call them intellectually challenged. But like they're mentally retarded.
No, what's funny about that, though? This is what people don't understand. All right, so we start calling them intellectually challenged, right? Fast forward 2 years, and people are going to be like, how dare you say intellectually challenged?
It's not a challenge.
Right.
You're saying their intellect is being challenged?
No, I think the problem is you're implying they have one.
Yeah.
Because this is progressing. It started out as, oh, look at the waterhead. Oh, you can't say waterhead. What are you, nuts? He's retarded. He's a little slower than people. So
I
you
don't
start
like slow either.
Right. So then you start using the term retarded too much, and then they come up with a new term, and then we're going to use that term, and then they're going to have to come up with something else. That's just how it works.
It's whenever a word starts being used for something else. That's when people get mad.
Right.
Like, it was fine to say, yes, that child is retarded, until regular Joes started talking to their friends and go, dude, you're being retarded, you know? Get out of there.
Right.
You're being a retard. Stop being retarded. And then they get mad because it becomes a negative thing with regular people.
Mm-hmm.
And I do say regular people. We all know what I mean. Don't make me have to try to define it. What do you mean by regular? What's normal, really? But we all know what normal is.
Right.
You look, you could tell.
Yeah. I mean, when we were at the PNC, we're on that stage in front of, I don't know, close to 10,000 people. You look out and you see
retards.
Exactly. Big fat retards.
Hey, before we move on, but we do have Danny McBride from Tropic Thunder coming in about an hour.
Sorry, it's catchy.
I got another clip of Robert Downey Jr. playing the black guy.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to what he does here. Just another little taste of this movie, Tropic Thunder, that we definitely enjoyed yesterday. And Patrice is calling in because he was out of his mind after the movie.
Did you like it?
Oh, he loved it. And I hope he does his Tom Cruise rant for everybody because it was just amazing. Here's Robert Downey Jr. as a black guy.
For your information, my revenue stream...
I got a little setup. He's talking to the real black guy.
Okay.
So he's acting with a real black guy, and Robert Downey Jr. is playing fake black guy, but he's taking it way too seriously.
Right.
For your information, my revenue stream currently generates $2 million a year in charitable contributions for my community. And why am I in this movie? Maybe I just knew I had to represent. Because they had one good part in here for a black man, they gave it to Crocodile Dundee.
Pump your brakes, kid. That man's a national treasure.
I just wanted to throw another shrimp on you, Bobby.
That ain't funny.
I'm sorry a dingo ate your baby.
You know that's the true story. Lady lost the kid. You about to cross the line.
Man, I'm sick of this koala hugging it.
For 400 years, that word has kept us down.
What the?
Took a whole lot of time just to get up that hill. Now we up in the big leagues. Kid, not turning back. Long as we live, it's you and me, baby.
That's the theme song for the Jeffersons. You really need help.
And just because the theme song don't make it not true.
Don't make it not true. Sounds like Batman.
Who's that black guy that he's acting with?
I forgot his name. You would recognize him. He's been in a lot of stuff.
You better recognize.
Sounds like Kevin Hart.
I don't know.
No,
to be honest with you.
probably would've told
Yeah, Patrice would know. All right. Why don't we go to break with Special Olympics? Sure, from Stephen Lynch.
Oh, I don't
Wraps
know.
up this nice break we just did for the fine folks out there. Generation Kill. A couple guys coming in a few minutes.
Yes.
We'll get into other things like a man murdered over a beer after the break as well, with some really funny audio from from, I think, an eyewitness or something like that. Well, obviously not the victim yet. Of course. Here, let's play this.
Watch them run, watch them fall, watch them try to catch a ball. Olympics, Special Olympics.
Oh boy!
Watch them laugh, watch them drool, watch them fall into the pool. That's diving. At the Special Olympics.
You're shouting pity!
And I know full well that I will burn in hell. But those guys playing wheelchair basketball gotta be about the funniest freaking thing I've ever seen in my life. Special Olympics.
Special Olympics.
Take it, Corky.
At the Special Olympics. Oh, you sure sing pretty. You can sing at my wedding when I get married. Opie and Anthony, old Jimmy Norton. We got a couple guys from Generation Kill coming into the studio here. Sundays, 9 o'clock on HBO.
Yeah, great show.
And I think it's, PJ. PJ from Generation Kill. He's Ziggy from The Wire. So who gives a crap about Generation Kill?
What, are you kidding?
I want to talk about The Wire with Ziggy from season 2.
It was great.
From the docks.
I just like how, Lee was in Oz.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They just kind of wander around from one of these shows to the next. It's hysterical.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see. How cool is it to have two chances on HBO, 2 different shows?
It's amazing.
Hey, there you go, The Wire for Jimmy, so Ziggy could sign it.
No, it's the wrong season. You see, it's season 5.
Oh. Jimmy, Anthony, you never saw The Wire?
Oh, you rock.
What do you give you?
Generation Kill.
Oh, nice.
Maybe a couple of episodes.
Nice.
That haven't aired yet.
Very cool.
Have a little film festival.
Oh, wow. Hey, Ziggy, what's up?
There he is. Ziggy, you called him. Jesus.
Not anymore.
Huh?
I don't even flinch when I get called that.
I'm sorry.
No.
But that's a good thing that people recognize you.
It's totally flattering.
I got to tell you, I know we're going to talk about Generation Kill, and I also heard you saw Tropic Thunder, so we got a lot to do with you today. But I got to just tell you, I'm a huge Wire fan. Me and Jimmy. Jimmy turned me on to it, and you made season 2. The whole doc, the season that focused on the docs. You made that season.
Oh, thanks, man.
You
Thanks
completely made that season.
Thank you.
There's a great scene you do where let's just say he commits a really violent shooting, and then you're confessing to the police. And in the statement, the one thing you wanted to change was like he was asking you for mercy. You're like, no, beg. Can you please beg? That was such a great scene that showed you everything you needed to know about how good that felt for him to shoot those guys. It was really tremendous.
Begged.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Good morning. So we got PJ, of course, Ziggy. Well, his real name's PJ. And we got Lee also from Generation Kill. I just want to go back to PJ for a second before we move on. So you saw Tropic Thunder?
Oh, yeah, it was amazing. It was totally amazing. It was one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. You know what was funny is I've been waiting for that movie to come out for months. And then we were actually doing ADR with David Simon, and I was like, and I had already seen the trailer online. I was like, David, you have to look at this. I was like, it's about 40 actors in a war movie. And he's like, I can't believe we didn't write this script. So, but then I heard that they're really freaking, that disability groups are really upset about
Simple Jack, the role that Ben Stiller played in a fake movie within the movie.
That's so stupid. Yeah. That is so stupid because it's actually just making fun of actors.
It's a spoof, yeah. I mean, yeah. If you look at things like Forrest Gump or any of those, it's totally acceptable. But then, yeah.
Well, he went full retard. That was the brilliance of that scene. You can't go full.
Everybody know you don't go fully retarded. Look at Sean Penn, 2001. I am saying, man walked home empty-handed. So good.
Yeah, you must really start getting recognized a lot now for Generation Kill.
No, not really.
Really?
No.
Because you're like really kind of a very popular character on that. You're in a lot of the episodes.
I wouldn't call me popular.
No, I think that's pretty popular. The real smart ass and just out there and kind of a loose cannon.
Yeah, a loose cannon.
Loose cannon.
You make me sound like I'm in a buddy cop movie.
Yeah, he's the loose cannon.
You're real.
Then there's the older guy that says, I'm getting too old for this crap.
Yeah.
But no, your character's great. It's one of those, you're really kind of on the edge there, off the wall, eating the speed all the time.
Eating the red fuel, the ephedra.
Not sleeping and just going off on these tangents that the journalist here, Lee, just seems to really enjoy. I like when he says something and you, being the Rolling Stone writer, just kind of goes like, oh, wow. Like, oh, this is good stuff. Yeah. Where did you get a lot of this? Was it taken from a lot of actual soldiers, interviews with these guys, or?
Well, since we're all playing real people, most of that stuff is actually stuff that Ray Person said.
Really?
Yeah, during the invasion during OIF1, and if you meet him now, he's this really mild-mannered guy from Missouri. He's really sweet. He's one of the coolest people I've ever met. But I guess Evan wrote a new afterword in the new edition of Generation Kill, and he was talking to Ray about it, and Ray was like, dude, I didn't know you were gonna put all that stuff in the book. He's like, I don't talk like that. We were invading a country, so most of the stuff that a lot, yeah. So I think about 90% of what my dialogue is like kind of verbatim what Josh said.
Really?
Yeah.
It's and a lot of soldiers have said it's a pretty accurate depiction of what's going on over there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I guess that's what the most interesting thing about the whole project has been so far is that people to the far left have a really have a reaction to it, and people to the far right have a really serious reaction to it. But then most of the veterans are like, "No, this is pretty close."
Yeah, it's pretty close to what it is.
Which is the best of what I think we could have. I think that's what we hoped for from the beginning.
I think that's cool because there's not really an agenda. Because I was a little kind of apprehensive going into it, thinking, all right, is this going to be one way or another? Is it going to have this kind of agenda and this message? And, but it just kind of rolls and lets you get kind of an insight on what these guys are going through. And I think that's cool. And you do get kind of a view from the left and the right based on what character is talking.
Right.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, you don't go over there and, all of a sudden, there's some Marine, the translucent bald eagle head, floating in the background, and one tear and a flag, and then all of a sudden he's still living, God bless America, that's without nuance,
Yeah, exactly.
Of course there's going to be people to the left and people to the right, even in the service.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of reactions have you guys gotten from the left and the right? Are people are you getting criticism from both ways? They feel like you're not representing them properly?
I mean, I don't know. Some of the stuff I've read is this is liberal garbage, and then I mean, I don't know.
I can't wait to hear how the person who likes it sounds.
It sounds like a moron.
Hey, this is stupid. Yeah. That would be all
and
intelligent
the person who really
sounding.
likes it, thinks it's a meaningful.
I've got one voice, man. I use it for all my characters.
No, you're right. The guy who likes it is never like, it's really good.
With this stupid voice.
Yeah.
I'm amazed at the production of it too. I mean, it's a giant scale. It looks great. When you're trying to depict an invasion of a country, you can't really do it with 2 Humvees and a few guys. They really did a great job of making this look huge. I mean, when those vehicles are rolling down Saddam's highways, obviously CGI, but really a great job. It looks fantastic. The production value.
Where was it filmed?
We were in Namibia, South Africa, and Mozambique.
Wow.
Most of the time in
a few shots for that one.
South Africa. Yeah, a few shots, some pills.
Yeah, malaria.
Well, the pills I brought, but the shots, yes.
So you guys the whole season is done. You shot the whole season.
Yeah, we were there for 7 months last year.
HBO is great. They don't back off, even if they get criticized about things. They normally will not allow criticism of content to kind of get in the way. I mean, The Sopranos got criticized. The Wire. Why do you think it is you guys never got nominated? It's a disgrace that you were never nominated for an Emmy.
I don't know. I mean, because at the end of the day, like, I mean, let's face it. Let's face it. You know, I think most award shows are just popularity contests. You know, and the thing is that like, as well received as it was, it wasn't the most popular show in the entire world, and it takes like a lot of dedication, and you can't be that stupid if you're watching that show. You have to invest. You know, you have a lot of an intellectual investment to do with that show. So
that's what a lot of the HBO miniseries. You kind of do. You have to invest some time. You have to, have a little bit of intellect to get into the characters, because I love how the characters are developed in Generation Kill. There's racist guys, there's cool guys, there's guys that are there for the cause, guys that could give a crap.
Yeah,
so it's really
exactly
accurate.
I liked about the book when I read the book. It's just so honest, and I didn't. When I finished it, I didn't feel like I had been fed a point of view. I felt like I just saw these guys, and they're just doing what they're doing. And it was a really accurate account of people. What people are like.
Yeah, one part I really liked that. Almost put it like a bad light on the soldiers was goofing on the letters that came from the kids writing from school. Like that was, but I laughed my ass off, and it's like, yeah, of course these guys, they're trained, they're Marines, trained to kill, and they're reading letters from kids going, I hope you don't have to go to war. And then these guys are like, yeah, you fag, of course I want to go to war, this is what I'm trained to do, kill. So, and they're goofing on, they send little pictures, and this little girl sent her picture, and they're passing around going, yeah, look at this one's hot. It's just, it was so wrong and so funny, and that happens. It's not like one of those old-time war movies where they're like, this is what it's all about, the children.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's another thing to point out, too, when people are like, that's been the one thing that I was really worried about, that, and again, it almost ties into what we were talking about with Tropic Thunder, this, like, people are way too sensitive about content and stuff. Like,
hey, man.
All right.
Easy with
I'm
that.
sorry, Lee.
I'm a little sensitive about
I know you're white.
I
know. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up. The big W word.
Not white. It's godlike American.
Right. You're the Libertarian Party. No. But like, I like all the dialogue where people are like, this is really racist or really homophobic. It's like, it's gallows humor, man. Like,
right.
If you're with your brothers, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what race, ethnic background you are. Like where you're from. Like, you're gonna take anything that you see about somebody that's different from you and just pick it apart, because you have nothing to do. It's gallows humor, and then to people, for people to call it
gallows anymore. So it's outdated humor. Is that what you're saying?
It's hard to say lethal injection humor though. It doesn't have that same feel to it.
Yeah, and it's cool too, because that Led Zeppelin song.
Yeah. Hangman.
Yeah. So
I guess, Lee, now it's probably great to be in a series where maybe people forget you've got your ass tattooed by Schillinger in Oz.
Well, I don't know if they edited it out, but every time I sit down in that seat, I'm like, just like remember that
little inside, yeah. That was that was a hell of a series, because when you have man junk in the opening sequence when the credits are rolling, that show Oz, and the ladies would just sit down and love it, because every episode there was going to be full frontal nudity from a guy.
Absolutely. One of the seasons we were shooting some while some were airing, and the one that was airing was the one where Chris Maloney peed in a bucket, right? And so one of the older guys who was like, working on the show was like sitting at the thing. He went, last night the show went too far. That went too far. When Chris Maloney peed in the bucket, my wife was so disgusted, she got up and went into the bedroom for the rest of the night. And I looked at him and I said, wait a minute, dude. She sees Chris Maloney pissing in a bucket, and she goes into the bedroom because she's disgusted? Come on.
Yeah, that show was very popular with the ladies after a while.
Yeah, it was. It picked up.
Hey, did Tony? This is a weird question. Did Tony Masanti die in between seasons? Because the way he kind of went off the show, like they were putting like crushed glass in his food, and he was just gone. Why did he not come back? I was like, I wonder if he died in between seasons.
No, he died in the last, because he like all of a sudden just erupts with blood one day. Right.
Mm.
That was how he ended
yeah,
in
yeah,
episode 8 of the first season.
I would love to have him to come back to season 2. I was like,
Awesome.
Yeah, he was great.
I was so psyched. When I was like a little kid, I used to watch Toma and stuff like that.
Did you ever see the first movie, his movie with Martin Sheen, The Incident, where they're on a subway train with Ed McMahon? They take it over.
No, Ed McMahon.
Jesus.
No, him and Martin Sheen take over the train. Ed McMahon is there with a baby. The Incident. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Way to wreck the conversation.
Yeah. That's a bring down.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't remember that one.
Hey, I want to say hello to my girlfriend Yuko, who's listening to a car radio right now, driving up to Sing Sing. Hey, Yuko.
Sing Sing.
Why up to Sing Sing?
Going to see her other boyfriend.
Listen, I don't want to get into that. I just want to say hello to her and everybody that's in that car.
You shouldn't have said Sing Sing then.
Yeah, it's a tough one to pass up.
Yeah, really. All right, we'll just let that one.
Just upstate's good enough.
Yeah, you should. Right, driving north of here.
No, with
It's North Westchester.
back to Generation Kill. I'm just waiting for a popular character to buy it, because obviously we have to have a little reality here, a little reality check. I'm not going to ask anything I know you're not going to tell me, but is something tragic in the future here?
Well, if you read the book, you can find out.
Well, I don't want to read the book now. I don't want to know what's going to happen.
They didn't. I mean, I'd say that like whatever's in the book is going to be there on the screen, and almost none of it, as far as like a story arc in its gross sense, none of it has been fabricated. So
yeah. And the Godfather is a great gruff character. At first, I thought he was stand-up guy and stuff, and then you realize, oh my God, this guy's just out for himself. Kind of doesn't care really about what's going on. Just wants to get into the game.
Yeah.
Is his voice really screwed like that? Or?
No, I mean the actual guy's voice is.
Yeah.
But the actor just did that for the. But it was funny because
how the hell do you do that during the entire filming?
Well, the funny thing was there was a read-through, and because there was a couple of guys, Alexander's from Sweden, so he was working on an accent, an American accent, and then the voice guy immediately went over to Chance Kelly, who plays Ferrando, and was like, "Dude, I need to talk to you because you cannot do that." Continually without really messing up your voice.
Destroying your voice, yeah. Wow.
But
yeah, that's
that's the art. You do it. You don't care. Caution to the wind.
I'm always amazed when somebody has an accent like back on The Wire, like the guys like Dominic, and they're like, these guys are British. They're from all over the place. And it's like, I'm such a dope. I just assumed they were raised in Baltimore or Jersey somewhere.
Oh no, man! You know that Baltimore accent, which is the same as like the Philly one.
It's horrendous.
Oh, it's amazing.
Anthony does a great Baltimore accent.
What
accent?
Which
Well,
one?
because of Sal.
Oh, Sal.
Come on,
No,
dance,
come on,
puppet.
Sal
Dance.
does it all. Joseph.
Oh, that's pretty.
Put on Christmas shoes.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, ready? Yeah. Me and Crystal are going to the state fair this weekend. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so awesome. And I did the Ziggy accent, and I went home for Thanksgiving, and like one of my aunt's friends was there. She's like, "We don't talk like that down here."
Down here.
I was like, "Oh, geez,
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Actually, John Travolta does a really good Baltimore in Hairspray. Have you seen
no,
that?
I didn't see it.
I saw part of it last night.
It's so distracting to watch him in that getup.
I know, it's weird, right?
It looks so right.
It really does. It really looks so right.
You think he flies this plane in it?
Sure he does. Get on, people who no one else sees because you come to the house and you sneak in. We all. Boy, how bad do you have to love it when you buy your own plane? No paparazzi up here.
There's safety at 35,000 feet.
Sure is. Somebody buzzes you in a helicopter with a camera. No one's going to see what you're doing.
Hey, I got to ask PJ, you prevented a rape?
Yeah.
While living in New York City?
Yeah, I did.
Back in what, 2006?
2006.
Cock blocker.
No, hey, buddy.
Well,
Listen, I've been here all night, man.
What happened, man? That's crazy.
I was sitting in my apartment, and I had heard my
Girl comes over.
Yeah.
I'm real horny, and I
Yeah.
just decided no.
Yeah. Like, that's pretty much it. I was like, not again. I am not going down this road again. No, my upstairs neighbor, I heard my upstairs neighbor screaming for help, and I ran downstairs, and I saw this guy trying to raped my upstairs neighbor, and I ran back upstairs and told my girlfriend at the time, I was like, lock yourself in the apartment, and I was like, call the police, tell them that there's a rape happening. So I ran downstairs and I chased this dude down the street, and I whooped his ass with a metal bar, and
Nice.
and then like we got pinned between two doors, and he closed. It was really, it all happened really fast, and then. But he ended up getting 5 years in prison. So
what made you chase him? That's really ballsy.
No kidding.
As opposed to just getting him off the person. Like, what made you just run after him?
I don't know. I was I don't know. You see that, and you get pretty mad, I guess. I mean, it was really that like.
Did she know the guy, or was it?
No. It was just I lived in the Lower East Side, and it's funny because even like 2 years ago, the Lower East Side's changed a lot in the last 2 years. So, I mean, it's like there's still some pretty crappy parts down there.
Was there any point where you were chasing him, or you're involved with this, and you're like, what am I doing?
No, but the funniest thing was that like I'm so I'm like really thin, and I was wearing like my underwear and nothing else, and had a metal bar, and I was like running down First Avenue, and it was kind of raining, and I saw my friend walking his dog, and he thought I was having some sort of PCP flip out.
Yeah, you see that.
I was like, God, it's really hot out. I'm just gonna, Chris, I'm gonna take a nap right here. I think that was I was like, what's going on? I was like, come on, help me, dude. So that was really fun.
Did he help you?
Yeah. No, I mean, he didn't help me like beat this dude down, but I think he like called the cops and yeah.
So basically, he did nothing. He ran to a payphone.
Yeah.
When you see your friend running with a metal bar in his underpants, and he says, "Help me," you're probably, "I'll call somebody. Let them help you."
Yeah. I'll call Bellevue.
How many?
Get that Thorazine for you, buddy.
How many episodes total are there? Generation Kill.
7.
7 total. That's it.
That's it.
Damn it!
They don't get greedy, HBO. They really
when
don't.
they do that, though.
And there's no second season.
No.
So,
You're really only doing one season?
So
it's just the book. It's
so
just
you're
the book.
Yeah. It's gonna be all. It's gonna be all wrapped up in 7 episodes.
Write another book.
Yeah, no kidding.
Damn
I
it!
did not realize that.
It looks like something that could be a couple seasons easy.
It said miniseries, so you're kind of like, eh.
Maybe like Aftermath. You guys will
That's
do an
pretty
offshoot.
much the tip off when they
Yeah.
mini.
It's not
series.
mini series.
Yeah.
Did you see Band of Brothers? You watched that World War II?
I never saw it.
Didn't see it.
I haven't seen all of it. I've seen.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty. It's odd when you look at war over the years like that, because that seemed to me too, from what I've heard and read and seen in documentaries, to be a pretty accurate depiction of World War II, and it's so starkly different from what's going on in Generation Kill, which again seems pretty accurate. And it's such an odd thing to see how war and people that have gone to war have changed over the years and become, I guess, a little more cynical. The advent of video cameras is another thing that the soldiers have that is very surprising to see such just heinous things being videotaped by these guys. That legless girl scene was just horrific. But have you seen videos from some of the soldiers? Have you had to check those out?
I've seen some photographs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty nasty stuff. Or I can't look at that.
Yeah, it's
porn for me. It's great.
Yeah.
I'll look at any type of disgusting porn. 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
I know.
Privy
you know
to
what's
that
weird
one?
is I've never seen that one, and I won't see it. I have heard about it.
I
That's pretty
directed
bad.
that. I completely misunderstood what I said.
I looked for it because I had heard about it, but you've got to join something.
No, our guys are just. They could get.
Hang out during the break. You'll see 2 Girls, 1 Cup. It's one of our favorite things to show people.
Here comes Danny running in like, I know where it is.
And PJ, you should take a look at it because it's hilarious.
It's so hard to watch.
Yeah,
so hard to watch.
Yeah,
but you've seen that, and like, it's odd to go onto some of the video sites and see in the middle of combat.
Yeah.
You're watching guys behind a wall shooting, and this isn't a movie. It's this is real guys, and it kind of does bring the war home in such a different way than it used to with the news.
I know. I mean, and then you sort of juxtapose that against the fact that the press isn't allowed to take photos of of the coffins and stuff.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It's like we can't show this, but you go right onto YouTube, you'll see them.
Absolutely.
Do you have a personal opinion of the war, and did it change at all after doing the show?
I mean, look. I've said this before. I've said it a couple of times. The only I'm not against. I'm not really for this war, but only because I feel like we have so many things in this country that we sort of need to get we need to take care of. But at the other end of the spectrum, like, it's such like a gigantic, like, nuanced problem where it's like, well, we shouldn't go in there for oil, and it's like, well, it's more complicated than that. And if you really believe that, then throw away your iPod. It's how much oil
Wait a minute.
you know how much oil it takes to make an iPod.
Buddy.
No, look, I'm not saying. Look, I'm not saying that it's that I'm morally with it or morally like I'm totally morally opposed to invading somebody else's country, but. I don't know. I don't want to get into this.
Well, it's too late. You got into it.
Now
into it,
you're
and all
in
of a
it.
sudden I'm giving up my iPod.
No,
iPods for oil, man.
I'm just saying, like we live in a society that is, like we live in a really imperialist country. It's like part of the game that we have to, like, that's what we're doing. And I'm opposed to it, but it's the way it goes.
I'm just kind of I'm still annoyed that we were a little bamboozled into jumping in there.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely.
The original thing, the original thing seemed a little noble. This guy's got his weapons, whatever. We got to go in there and make sure he doesn't use them. Then you find out there's no weapons, and then it's like, well, this kind of changed. Now we want to free him. It's like, well, I wasn't up for that.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of the people were up for that. If people want to be free, usually in this world, when people are oppressed and want to be free, they rise up when the time is right and decide that they want to do it. It's kind of hard to force people into
it's very
freedom.
I don't think we'll ever know why. Why we're over there.
Yeah.
Somebody has some reason, and I don't.
Yeah. And after 9/11, we were all pretty gung ho about just bombing the crap out of anybody. It was like, Afghanistan, all right, that's over. No, we need something new. Please bomb something.
Yeah. England, anything.
Yes.
I love the idea. You're going to be a democracy. You're going to do it.
Yeah.
Like, all right, okay, we will do it. Oh, yeah. And you're going to choose. You're going to love it. And you're going to love the choice between two things. You're going to choose. No, you're going to choose.
The choice, exactly.
Okay. Hey, we really have to take a break, but we want to show these guys Two Girls, One Cup.
Oh, dude, I don't know about this, dude. Oh, no, don't do this to me, please, God.
Wait.
You can turn away when you want, but
turn away when you feel you should turn away.
Do I have to get closer to?
Wait,
get over there. There's a mic over there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of goodness that you can
let her rip, Dan.
Lee, I can see it from here. Lee, okay. Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, here we go. This is
Now it starts out like any old
this is Two Girls, One Cup.
kind of
everyone.
two girls going at it, and then it just instantly takes a turn for the
They know
worse.
each other, obviously. What?
Yes. Oh my goodness gracious, no.
No, that is. Come on, I don't buy it. I've been in this.
No, you don't want to buy it. Is pretty much what it is. Oh my God, the people in the control room are frightened.
Yeah. I wonder why we don't get more guests.
I'll tell you what that is. It's peanut butter, liverwurst, and chocolate syrup, because that's what we used on the first season of Oz.
Ah.
And I did that on Schillinger.
Right on Schillinger's face. That's right.
Peanut butter.
Well, how do you explain that then? How do you explain that?
Wow, it's good CGI, huh? Looks like vomit.
Yeah. Explain that there,
Come on.
Mr. Hollywood.
That's what our boys are fighting for, the freedom to show
That's
that
right.
in Iraq.
That's right.
They don't have like, oh my God, I'm about to like.
Yeah, they're
Nothing.
Hey,
It is.
they're pros, sir. They're pros.
They're pros.
Yeah, that's a non-union production, though.
Non-union.
To me, does not
They're
seem real.
scabs.
It's disgusting. If that's real, that's.
That's twisted.
I know.
I
Sure.
want to meet one of those girls.
You know, there's a whole thing on YouTube and other video sites of just people's
People reacting. I
reactions
know,
to
that's what I
watching
saw
that.
when
It's
I went
hysterical.
looking for it.
You'll see just like, oh no, God.
Well, we got to thank these guys for coming in. We got to
Absolutely.
take a break. Generation Kill, right, Ant?
Yep. Fantastic show. HBO. When is it? Sundays at 9 o'clock, and then on demand. Anytime you want, you could catch up. I like that. I like doing that. You have the film festival.
How many episodes in are you guys right now? Because I haven't.
4.
So if you want to go, you can watch it on demand and be caught up by the end.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I love about on demand. You don't just have to jump in and go, what's happening?
Right.
You know, you sit there for hours on end, having to go to the bathroom, laying in bed, just go, one more episode.
I actually think I saw the entire Sopranos that way. Which is really weird.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't get this show. And then I was in my house for 48 hours, like, oh, God. Did the whole thing, like, fuck it and screw it.
That's what it is about, like, the box sets. And on demand, you just sit there and go, all right, one more.
Yeah.
I did that with Lost. You know, the first season of Lost, because second season came on, and I was like, you know, I didn't see this.
I'm lost.
All right, I'm really lost, so let me catch up. And you're just sitting there with bags under your eyes. You haven't showered. You're just a mess. But caught up.
There you go.
Thanks, HBO.
I did it. I got it done. I needed to do it.
Yes.
And now I'm up to date.
All right, let's hear it for PJ. And
Yeah,
Lee.
guys, thanks, man,
Thank you
so
for coming
much.
in.
And
Thank you very much
continued
for having us
success.
Once again, Generation
Absolutely.
Kill, Sunday at 9 on HBO. We'll continue in just a bit. That was fun.
Yeah, that was great.
PJ and Lee from Generation Kill.
Fun guest, man.
PJ played Ziggy on The Wire Season 2, and Lee played Beecher on Oz.
Beecher on Oz. Yeah, those guys, it's so funny how they just kind of wander around from HBO show to HBO show.
HBO picks great actors. They're not.
yeah, and they stick with the good ones.
I told PJ. Oh, good.
No, go ahead, Jimmy.
I say PJ when you see him in The Wire, the way he screws up things with his cousin, you want to strangle him. Like he's so good. It's like any time an actor can pull that like type of,
He plays such a dick.
he pulls it out of
But
you.
you gotta love him.
It's just great, man.
Absolutely. We couldn't get to the phones during that last segment, but just a couple. Matt from the Bronx, former Marine. You guys are great. I'm not sure if he's talking about the radio show or the guys from Generation Kill.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully it's both. And then you got Amy from New York. She wanted to say that her husband was just deployed, and she loves Generation Kill.
Good.
Yeah.
We couldn't get to those two people.
I hope there's no salty language in this show.
Oh, well, it does get a little blue.
I don't go for that.
I'm so psyched, too. I hold in my hand episode 5, 6, and 7.
I hope there's something wrong with
Tonight, it's film festival time for old Aunt.
Hope the DVD player, like in the middle of it, cracks.
No!
Yes!
Take it back. Cracks. How old am I? Hope your DVD player cracks. What an ass.
Those guys just cut IDs, and this is something I noticed too, and I'm trying to figure out who came up with the font first. But wait. Lee remembered Jim had something from HBO?
He didn't remember, and he goes, he was on HBO, wasn't he? I said, yeah, he had a couple specials and did a show, Lucky Louie.
Oh, right.
And he goes, oh, okay. And then they saw the K-Rock sign and went off about how K-Rock stole the font from their show.
It really is the same, yeah.
We should throw it up on oandradio.com. Yeah, our flagship station here in New York is using the same font that Generation Kill does, so that'll be a quickie for O&A Radio. Yeah.
I don't think K-Rock stole it, though, because I think K-Rock had the font first.
I think they did, actually.
What?
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's one of those things you go to an agency and they're like, hey, here's a font you could use.
How long was this show in production, though?
Ah, very good.
Oh, I'll have to check
It
now.
looks like it was, you know,
Oh, maybe.
took a while to film.
We got Danny McBride from Tropic Thunder coming in a few minutes, and hopefully Patrice will call because he'd love the movie as well. But first, Danny cut up a story, man murdered over beer. He said, do not listen to this audio ahead of time. He said, trust me on this. So we're going to trust him and see what this is all about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Right.
Man murdered over beer.
To another shooting, this time at a home in South Memphis. Police say a man was murdered behind a house at Trigg and South Lauderdale. Action News 5's Janice Broach was the first television reporter on the scene. She talked to witnesses who say the shooting may have started with an argument over beer.
Police say someone shot the man several times in broad daylight. Susan Jones says the victim and another man were arguing over a beer.
They was arguing over a beer. They was up there, had a beer that they didn't have no beer. Oh. And they won a beer. They were hanging around to get a beer. Called, the mailman gave me a dime. I was just called. They were arguing over a beer. They probably took his beer and then shot him.
Something about a burr. You had a burr. You went to the store and got a burr.
Right burr.
A burr?
A burr. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, wow. We got another one of these.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Several witnesses I talked with said they heard one gunshot, but police say the victim was shot several times. Jones says the victim comes in the area a lot and seems to be a nice guy. She says she did not see who shot the man. One woman told me the victim goes by the nickname Hot Rod, and he has a wife and children. Investigators are hoping witnesses will come forward and let them know what happened.
Why is the reporter talking when you get more audio of that lady?
That lady should be on the whole time.
Of course.
Burr. Steve wanted a burr. Someone got a burr.
They should ask her to talk about other stories that she had nothing to do with.
What's your favorite burr? Where's that guy where he has to name beers and he ran out of beers?
After one?
After one? And the guy goes, moo. Yeah.
Moo.
Moo.
I drink good.
Moo.
Moo.
I forgot about that one.
What was that story again? They were trying to ban beer or something?
They wanted to raise the alcohol in there's like a legislature somewhere in Alabama, Arkansas, and they wanted to raise the alcohol content of a beer.
A beer.
And the guy was saying, "We got beer here, you drink good," and he tried to name. We got Budweiser, and he couldn't name the other ones. And his friend went, "Moo." It was the worst exchange between two adults I've ever heard.
And the guy's a politician or something.
Yeah, he's
right?
like an assemblyman or something.
Assemblyman? What do you got?
Representative Alan Holmes of Alabama.
If you repeat what Jimmy just said, you really need to go home.
I was pulling the audio up.
Well, he was
Jimmy explained the clip. Do you have the clip?
Yeah, I have it right
All
here.
right, here's the clip.
Yeah, what's wrong with the beer we got? I mean, the beer we got drank pretty good, don't it? I ain't never heard nobody complain about the beer we have. It drank pretty good. Budweiser. What's the name of some of them other beers? Budweiser and what else? Miller. It drank pretty good, don't it?
I love that guy. Moo. Moo. But there's so much going on with that clip. The one guy...
It drank pretty good.
You can't name another beer after Budweiser.
Budweiser, what's that other? Name me another one.
Budweiser, they must be going, see, our advertising works.
Yeah.
It's the only beer this guy can name.
No.
Sounds like a guy on Alien and his deaf friend.
Yeah.
Discussing alcohol.
And then it drinks pretty it drank pretty good. Can we hear that again?
I love it.
The beer we got. I mean, the beer we got drank pretty good, don't it? I ain't never heard nobody complain about the beer we have. It drank pretty good. Budweiser. What's the name of some of them other beers? Budweiser and what else? Miller.
Coors. More Coors.
I forgot he got Coors in there, too. And now we got the new clip with this lady talking about bear.
To another shooting, this time at a home in South Memphis. Police say a man was murdered behind a house at Trigg and South Lauderdale. Action News 5's Janice Broach was the first television reporter on the scene. She talked to witnesses who say the shooting may have started with an argument over beer.
Police say someone shot the man several times in broad daylight. Susan Jones says the victim and another man were arguing over a beer.
They was arguing over beer. They was up there had a beer that they didn't have no beer.
Oh.
And they won a beer. They were hanging around to get a beer. The mailman gave me a dime. I was just they were arguing over a beer. They probably took his beer and then shot him.
All right, listen. She talks for 15 seconds.
Yeah.
She said beer or burr. Burr 7 times.
7 times.
7 times.
Burr.
Burr. That's a great clip. Good find from Danny today. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, we got this lady. She's been on hold for like an hour, I think. Trixie, what's up?
Trixie.
Trixie, save this. We want to play that again. Trixie, you still there?
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I'm kind of fucked up here, but
Oh well, you certainly are.
Whoa!
You certainly are. We're using that type of potty mouth.
Slow down. We got Trixie on the phone, and she's effed up. She had to tell us that. And what do you want from us today, there, Trixie?
I want to do Wake Up Your Spouse Wednesday.
We haven't done Wake Up
Forgot
Your
about
Spouse
that.
Wednesday in a while. Maybe you bring the bit back today. Well, how you want to wake up your spouse?
I'm going to serve him with divorce papers.
Oh, good. All right, let's hear that.
Whoa. Wait, what? Why are you divorcing him, Trixie?
I don't know, just things haven't been working out too well for a long time, and I don't know. I have a boyfriend, and so he has no idea it's coming. I've been up all night, like, doing a lot of drugs, but
Okay.
it's really funny.
Where is he right now, your husband?
He's upstairs sleeping.
But who's coming? You said, he's coming.
I said that?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Were you drinking all night?
No, I wasn't drinking.
Were you with your boyfriend last night?
Drugs.
Huh? Yeah.
You were with your
A lot of
boyfriend?
drugs. And with my boyfriend.
Cool. Did she just say drunk or drugs?
You said she.
What?
X.
Okay. So you were doing a little of that drugging with your new boyfriend, and your husband's upstairs. He has no clue, and now you want to wake him up with divorce papers. Do you have actual divorce papers, or are you just going to tell him you want a divorce?
Actually, I do. I've been planning this for a couple weeks, and he has no fucking idea.
You are a potty mouth.
That's all right. She's on ecstasy, and she's going to divorce a guy on the radio. She said the F-bomb. She said he has no effing idea. Okay, so I think we
All
should...
right, guys. Yeah. He's a fan of the show, too.
Okay.
All right.
Walking up the steps.
All right, Trixie's walking up the steps with divorce papers.
Okay. Here I go.
I'm skeptical.
I'm a bit, too.
Hey, Tom. Tom, wake up. Tom, wake up. Hey, Tom. Wake up. Come on, wake up, sweetie.
What?
Wake up. Here you go. You're the shit.
What the fuck are you doing?
What?
What the fuck are you doing? Yeah.
Fucking read this. Look up. Look.
Oh.
What's wrong? What do you mean what's wrong with me? I'm fucked up. That's what's wrong with me. Wake up.
What are you fucking high? Look at your eyes.
We're going to run out of dump. We're just going to run out of dump.
There's a lot of cursing going on. Hold on, I'll just pot him down. There's a lot of cursing going on.
Are we still recording that?
Wake up your sauce Wednesday.
That's Ope?
What?
That's Ope on the phone?
Yeah.
What the fuck is...
They're just cursing.
Yeah, you can't.
Crazy.
It's not even one of those gray areas.
Right.
They're just dropping F-bombs left and right. We can't go back to that. It's too.
Come on, guys.
They're just going to keep cursing.
I know.
It's gone.
Miss?
Well, it's a wonderful way to wake up your spouse, but she's cursing. He's cursing. What are you effing high? What the F are you doing? You effed up.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the stuff you missed there in this phone call.
Are we still on?
Yeah, but you can't curse, sweetheart.
Okay, no cursing. I won't. Are you awake now? What do you think?
I can't even read this. What is it?
Divorce, bitches.
You ain't fine?
Nope. Good idea, huh?
I feel sick to my stomach.
You'll be fine. Fix your stomach. No cursing. No fucking.
Should we just bail?
Yeah, I'm not.
So frustrating.
First of all, I'm not buying it.
Right.
Okay. Worth a try.
She's back on hold.
Hold.
I love the listeners that wait an hour thinking they got something good, and then it's just a disaster.
It's awful. First of all, yeah, they just cursing like crazy, and then I didn't buy his reaction. I feel sick to my stomach.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah.
They're like
Rachel, I feel sick to my stomach.
No Academy Awards there.
We took a chance. I think we failed miserably. Who knows? Maybe it's real. I don't even know.
They're potty mouths.
Maybe the guy will call us back, and if it is fake, hopefully they'll do the right thing and at least tell us that.
Yeah, I think it was.
You think?
Mm-hmm. I ain't buying it. Trixie,
you still there?
Yeah.
Are you guys just messing with us? We need to know.
You like set that up and...
Fruncus.
Yeah, she just frunkissed.
Are you? Was that a setup?
Yes.
Trixie.
All right.
Trixie, you really messed up our show.
Kind of not. Like, I really am getting divorced. But we've definitely been eating X all night long.
All right, thanks, Trixie. Thanks for whatever you were attempting to do today.
I still like
Who knows?
her. She's got a potty mouth and she does ecstasy.
Yeah, all right.
I wouldn't mind banging Trixie.
We've had a pretty good show so far, and then that. 877-212-OWN-A. Greyhound pulls bus rage ads. Did you hear about this one?
No.
Now, you got the guy, Patrice calls him the giant Asian or whatever, because he was over 6 foot, and he was the Asian dude that beheaded the fellow passenger that he didn't really know. And then the eyewitness report is just unbelievable. Then he started eating the flesh.
Love this guy.
Off the guy. And then the latest news is they found, I think, an ear and a nose and something, and a piece of his mouth or something.
Yeah, they found a bag in his pocket with an ear, the nose, and a piece of the guy's mouth.
Of the guy, though?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess he was saving that for later because, it's a long ride. In those
Yeah, you need
Greyhound
snacks
buses.
on the buses.
Sure. Well, the latest, Greyhound Canada said Tuesday that it is in the process of pulling a series of ads in an extensive cross-country campaign featuring the slogan. They came up with this slogan thinking, all right, this is going to get people riding the bus more.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason you've never heard of bus rage.
Oops.
Well, that still covers it, though. Maybe they should start serving meals. Poor guy was hungry.
He certainly was. Yeah, you don't hear a bus rage, but when it does happen, wow,
it's a good one.
Yeah.
Look out.
Nose in a baggie.
As long as it's not you got a story to tell, I wouldn't mind being on that bus.
Really?
Yeah, as long as it wasn't me.
You know what, though? Here's you waking up every night. You're just seeing that severed head.
Yeah.
Every night in your dreams.
Yeah.
The second you shut your eyes, you're seeing that murderer holding that head.
Yeah.
Eating the flesh from it.
And then you got a spokesperson. We just felt in light of the recent incident, it could be a very offensive message, and we didn't think it was appropriate for it to be run any longer.
How about you rarely hear about bus rage?
Right.
You just change that word.
Yeah, just, because they got all the posters and the billboards made, right?
Yeah, rarely, you usually don't hear.
The ad was saying you don't have to be behind the wheel. You don't have to be in the traffic. You could sit back and let someone else do the driving for you.
Let someone else do the stabbing.
It was aimed at potential and current Greyhound ridership. We don't think it's an appropriate slogan anymore, and that is why we've chosen to remove it.
How about...
that is horrible
like
timing,
the gentleman's head.
I got a new slogan for them.
Yeah.
What's one beheading?
Yeah.
And they ought to calculate all their miles. 3 million miles, one lost head. Not bad, huh?
Yeah. That would be good. I mean,
they have a great mileage to beheading ratio.
Good safety record when it comes to beheadings and bus driving.
One beheading. That's only one more than all the airlines have had.
And I think we've all been on a Greyhound bus over the years, and it's been my experience. I think I could say that I'm surprised there hasn't been a lot more beheadings with the type of clientele that likes to ride some of these buses.
Yeah. I mean, not exactly your upper echelon. Riding the bus.
That certainly has been my observation over the years.
When I took the bus from California to New York, there was a male prostitute, a female prostitute, an ouzo bum, and various people going from city to city, like homeless people, that just decided they were moving. So they just take their stinky clothes, get on the bus, and get off somewhere else, and now they're homeless in that city.
And there's... a guy that was on that bus with you?
Yeah.
Doing a radio show somewhere going, and 2 hooligans.
Yeah. Yeah, and two young molestable children.
Yeah, 2 male
pretty much it. Yeah.
Dad threw you on a cross-country Greyhound.
Yeah, that was the time that Mom sent us out money for plane fare, and Dad took sent us tickets.
Yeah.
And Dad cashed in the tickets, took the money, and bought us 2 bus tickets.
Yeah.
Much to Mom's chagrin.
What did you do with the money? Probably invested it?
Yeah. Invested it in Budweiser.
And Mo.
Oh, God.
Cool.
3 days instead of 5 hours.
Oh, my God. It was longer than 3 days. Yeah, that bus stopped a lot. And Yeah, it stopped everywhere. All these cities. It took about 5 days to get across. And he gave us, I think, $100 for the two of us. So that was all we had, which when we hit Vegas, we tried to make more money out of it in the slot machines and pretty much lost it all. So we had no money from Vegas to New York.
How'd you eat?
Stealing stuff from various people asleep on the bus, including the Ouzo bum. We drank his Ouzo. And then one of the female prostitutes was pretty cool. So she kind of, hooked us up. And yeah.
You should write a book.
My brother had some Thai stick in his bags. And we got arrested right when we walked off the bus. The cop came up and goes, "You two, come with me." And then it was cool because the chick that was kind of with us, she held Joe's bag, the one with the Thai stick in it. So we didn't have to bring that to the cops.
And you got arrested because your mom was wondering where the hell you guys were.
No, because we were just minors, kind of getting off a bus in New York City. They thought maybe we were here to get into the hustling business. Thought I was going to be a hustler, a young hustler. I could have made some bucks back then. Let me tell you,
that's hilarious.
A supple, hairless bottom.
Cried a lot. That would tap into so many dumb.
Oh my God, they would just love to watch me cry.
All right, listen, that's what we do now because of Trixie. Right. We attempted to save this segment. I want to thank Trixie for completely derailing the show with your shenanigans.
Screw her.
With your Bravo Sierra. But that's what we did. I think we saved this segment.
Certainly did.
We got Danny McBride coming in. Who, you might ask? Well, this guy is blowing up in front of our eyes. He was in Foot Fist Way. He's in Tropic Thunder. And I believe he's in Pineapple Express as well. Yes, sir. Yes, that's Seth Rogen's latest movie that's getting very good reviews, except for one dumb paper here in New York. Everyone else likes the movie except this dumb paper in New York City. Giving actually a better review to the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2. That's getting a better review in this dumb paper than Pineapple Express.
Making me want to see it.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So we'll talk to Danny McBride next. You're checking out the Opie and Anthony Show. Getting ready for Danny McBride. Is he here?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Are we getting Patrice on the phone too? All right. We went and saw Tropic Thunder yesterday after the radio show, a couple of us anyway, and we all loved the movie. And this Danny McBride, he's blown up right in front of our eyes. He was really, really good in the movie. And we're trying to get... Oh, here's Patrice as we get Danny McBride in studio. Hey, Patrice.
Good morning, sir.
How much fun did we have at the movie theater yesterday?
It was beautiful, man.
Beautiful.
It was just five guys, me, Ope, Stunt Brain, Bobby, and some magic, the dude that looked like a magician. I don't even know who he was.
That was Roland's friend. Who's going to make us all jeans, I guess. He was in Project Runway or something? And Roland's like, he's not gay, he's not gay. I'm like, whatever.
Dude, Roland...
Because Roland's panicking that he's walking around with a guy from Project Runway. I guess he's a friend of his. I'm like, all right. The guy wants to make you jeans and he's not gay.
If that didn't solidify Roland's gayness, the guy looked like Merlin in jeans. Merlin the magician without his hat.
He looks like he has a little magic in him, that's for sure.
Jesus. He was the most beautiful man I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But we all was in the theater, dude. I'm not going to lie to you. That movie...
Put you right over here.
I don't know if Robert Downey Jr., if you can get an Oscar nomination for the kind of role he did, but that dude was amazing.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. playing the black guy in Tropic Thunder. Oh, my God, it had Patrice rolling.
There was things in the movie. I'm not going to lie, dude. It's a comedy that didn't let me down one time.
Yeah.
Like, every single time it was supposed to do something, it did it. And the biggest thing is that it attacked every group, retarded people, Asians, drug addicts, black people. Who else was they attacked? Somebody else in there, but all the stuff they attacked. The one role, man, that Tom Cruise played. If the movie continued continues to actually play.
Yeah, no one knows that Tom Cruise is in this movie. Well, now they know. And I wish we were filming Patrice's rant on the sidewalk after the movie, because it would be a great extra on the DVD. He couldn't believe what Tom Cruise was doing with that character, basically just making fun of Jews. Right there, Patrice.
Making fun of Jews. If Jews don't shut down Tropic Thunder after it opens, I'll be surprised. I'll be disappointed in what I think Jews are. I'm serious, dude. I can't believe that I saw that movie, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I saw that movie. I'm not going to lie to you, man. It wasn't one weak moment in the movie, man.
Simple Jack. When Simple Jack comes on, the fake movie trailer within the movie, whatever, Ben Stiller plays this character called Simple Jack. We couldn't breathe. We were laughing so hard.
Dude, I can't. If the movie is I'm serious, man. I've never. There might have been maybe 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see twice.
Yeah.
You know, this movie, I'm telling you, I don't know how long it takes for movies to be decided to be a classic or something, but this movie, it didn't disappoint me one single time, dude. And it was an hour and 90 minutes, what it was supposed to be. The movie is tremendous, man. I'm kind of like not a super Ben Stiller dude, but I'm done now. Like, I'm a Ben Stiller guy now. Like that man, he directed and all that. I couldn't believe that movie, man.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise, I'm telling you, Tom Cruise doing this guy.
Yeah, describe what he looked like, Tom Cruise.
He was a swollen, hairy, controlling the earth Jew. But he wasn't. It was so racist. They couldn't make, let me tell you something, they couldn't make a silent 1901 German-style portrayal of a Jew.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they even had,
that sounds
Tom
great.
Cruise even had, like, psoriasis on his hands. He had, like, dry skin. He had the, what's
those huge arms.
the huge arms. And
These big arms.
he's bald. He's got the gold chain.
A gold chain with a money sign on it.
Yeah.
And he just does things, dude. It's so subtle and wrong and inside. Yeah. But it's not. It's nasty, but it's hilarious. But I couldn't believe I watched it. It was shock. That movie shocked me, man.
Yeah, it was great. We got Danny McBride in studio, by the way, Patrice.
Oh man,
he played the special effects guy in Tropic Thunder.
Dude, you guys are in a hit movie. Even if it gets taken out of the theaters, it'll be genius on the underground after the Jews get rid of this movie. Because here's the slick thing they did. They were so horrible to every group across the board. Every single, amputees get it too. Like, every group is touched in this movie. But the one thing it was all a ploy to disguise what Tom Cruise did. At the end, when I figured out what was going on, it was shockingly. I'm so happy I saw that movie, dude. It was an unbelievable movie, man. These dudes are all gonna be like in movies now. It's gonna be like. It's like the death of Judd Apatow's movies, and now it's whatever this movie is. It's super bad too. Might as well stop filming it.
Unbelievable. Well,
I'm telling you, man.
I'm looking at a photo of the Tom Cruise. He's like in the prosthetic with the hairy chest and part of the fat stomach, but he looks awful.
Yeah.
He looks. But look at Jimmy. When you see the movie, dude, you don't. It's almost like you. At the end, you go, oh, my God.
No, I mean awful in like he just looks like a fat pig of a guy. Not the makeup is awful, but he just looks like a disaster of a human.
No, like he just looks like some fat. But, dude, everything is a ploy to throw off what they're doing. I can't believe they did it. And somebody said cool. Somebody gave the go-ahead. Oh, it was great, man. You guys see, I'm telling you, that movie, other than, let me see, Iron Man, and even The Dark Knight, which I recommend, but this is the best thing I've seen.
All summer? You're saying this is better than The Dark Knight and Iron Man?
It's better. It's not better than Iron Man.
Uh-huh.
Iron Man was a great movie. Dark Knight, Heath Ledger's, let me tell you something. Comedically, Robert Downey Jr. was as good as Heath Ledger was a villain in Dark Knight.
Robert Downey Jr., you were laughing when he was talking to the real black guy in the film?
Dude,
when they were talking about slavery and all?
Every moment. Now, this is in the trailer, so I'm not giving away anything because it's in the trailer now. But when Ben Stiller goes, hey, man, you people, and Robert Downey Jr. goes, what you mean, you people? Like, he was supposed to say that. He said it. Every single scene that something was supposed to happen funny, the funny was there.
Yeah.
The exact thing that was supposed to be funny was funny, dude. I'm telling you, man. And I hate movie comedies, and this movie was tremendous. But I don't know if I got to see it twice just to make sure that it wasn't just our moment together, Opie. Everybody just kind of eating.
We lost it in the theater. No, it sucks when you see a movie like Tropic Thunder. You really want to talk about everything you saw, and it's really hard right now because we're holding back.
When's it start? When's it come out?
Next week. So we should talk to Danny McBride. He's in studio. He's, of course, in Tropic Thunder. He's also in Pineapple Express. And you were saying, Patrice, you were just saying some bad things about his boss there. But Danny McBride's in 2 hit movies. 2.
Why? What's he in? What other one is he in?
Pineapple Express that opens today.
Well, hey, he's destroying his own self.
I'm kicking my own ass.
Oh, yes, sir, because when Pineapple Express, I didn't see it, but I mean, look, man, if Pineapple Express can even come close to Tropic Thunder, and if you're playing a role that comes close to the role you're playing as the psychotic, nervous mistake with the burned up ear from the fact that he's an awful pyrotechnic guy. They just show a burned up ear because he's bad. The movie and your boy Ben Stiller had an epiphany when he made this movie, man, and it came through, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it worked out. It worked out nice.
It really did, man. No lie.
Well, you should wait to to declare the best movie of the summer until you see Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
We've been all over that one, Dan.
It's going to be neck and neck.
We're amazed after the first
course.
one that they decided to make a second one. And they're giving the movie good reviews. It's obviously for chicks because we're reading the synopsis going, who the F would watch this crap?
It's for chicks in jeans. That's who it's about. Yeah.
It should be on the Wii channel as a premiere, and that's it.
Yeah. We want to do a spoof, like get a pair of like sweaty like sweatpants and do like the Brotherhood of the Sweaty Sweatpants or something. Throw it up on YouTube and become YouTube sensations.
Like swamp ass pants.
Yeah, sure.
Well, fellas, look.
All right.
My man, congratulations for that movie, man.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad you dug it.
Yeah.
Oh, dug it is not the word, man. It's just, I mean, either you're going to be a celebrity or all of you are going to be missing from Hollywood.
Guantanamo Bay, yeah.
I'm telling you, this Danny McBride, it's his turn there, Patrice. He's blowing up.
Yeah, I mean, he was the turbo pyrotechnic guy. It was not a. Look, man, everybody in the movie deserves, to be seen again. The movie is one of those movies. I hope it just kind of...
I think it's going to do very well. All right. Thanks, Patrice.
Hey, thanks, man. See y'all.
All right. Speaking of funny movies, I got to give you props for Foot Fist Way.
Oh, you guys are one of the 10 people who saw that film. Thank you.
Yeah, but that whole thing was... That was a weird thing for you because it was an independent film?
Yeah, we made the movie for literally like $7, and it was just a bunch of friends, and we shot it down in North Carolina, and then it happened to get into Sundance. We're those assholes who had a movie made for nothing that got into Sundance, and
which makes everyone else very angry,
very
Hollywood
very angry.
And all that, right?
Yeah.
And then somehow Will Ferrell got word of this movie and distributed it for you. Is that true?
Yeah, we were all stoked because we got to Sundance. We're thinking that it's made. It's going to be limousines and parties, and And then we get to Sundance and we get no deal, no distribution deal.
Nothing.
So we just leave Sundance and go home empty-handed. And then, unbeknownst to us, the film was like being passed around town. And we get a call from our agent saying that Will Ferrell saw it and wanted to, help get it out in the theaters.
Can you imagine?
That's great.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
You want to explain Foot Fist Way? I know you're here for Tropic Thunder, but I got to give you props on that movie.
I'm like, I play like a egomaniac Taekwondo instructor peddling like ancient wisdom in a strip mall. It's pretty awesome.
He's kind of got a little Master Poe in him.
All right.
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Roland turned me on to Foot Fist Way. I went home like, all right, and I watched it. I wasn't really sure what to think. I really wasn't. And then, but there was something about the movie, and I had some friends over. I'm like, let's watch this Foot Fist Way. And we watched it a second time. I laughed through the entire movie. It's your movie, basically.
Oh,
that character you came up with is very quotable and very, very hilarious. And then I'm like, wow, this really is a good movie.
Oh,
didn't do too well, unfortunately, but it's going to be on DVD, right?
It's going to be on DVD. Yeah, I don't really know what the marketing campaign was for that movie. They held on to it for like 2 years, and we're literally like, the fall's not a good time to release comedies. The spring's not a good time to release comedies. And you're kind of like, what? And my parents are calling, like, when's the film coming out? And you find yourself repeating the same things. And, well, Mom, the fall's not a good time for comedies, Mom. Everybody knows this.
But your character, I mean, you're a lot thinner. You shredded out for the movie or something?
Well, that's what I say. Is that
okay.
I was all packed on for the role.
And then he's got kind of a flat top do and the worst mustache ever in movies.
Terrible.
Just the most horrendous mustache. And Rotten Tomatoes gave it pretty good reviews, 58% positive reviews. So
wow. That's okay.
But all right, we're going to take a quick break. We got Danny McBride in studio. We're going to talk about Pineapple Express, which is in theaters today. We were supposed to see that movie, Roland.
Yeah.
When are we seeing Pineapple Express, my friend?
When?
Roland.
Because I was sleeping. What? He's blaming it on me?
You were sleeping.
What happened, Roland?
I
saw it twice already. So
I saw it.
No, but I invited you, but it was like at 7:30 at night, and you were like, "Oh."
Yeah, it's a little late for us.
Yeah, but
morning
it's
show, guys.
It's really good though. I saw it twice already. One last night again.
Yeah, we have second grade bedtimes now. It's
Yeah.
like, ugh.
Let me ask you.
Stupid morning radio.
Now, Danny's in both movies. Which one's better?
It's both of them are awesome.
There you go.
It's two different types of movie though. One's
the-
like a stoner type comedy. The other one's about like making a movie type comedy.
Always
Which made you laugh
diplomatic.
harder? They both equally did. Danny is awesome in Pineapple, and he's amazing in Tropic.
I counted the laughs. They were the same.
Yeah.
What you're seeing right now is a worm.
Yeah.
That's the answer we
Well,
expected
you like them
from
both.
him.
Yeah, I love them both.
From him.
Oh.
Well, you got to say one's better than the other, though.
Yeah,
you just have
not an
to.
insult.
I'll tell you one thing. Patrice's review there, first of all, that should be on TV.
Yeah.
On a movie review show. And that sold me.
Yeah?
Right there, yeah. Patrice's little review there just sold me. I got to see that movie
Go
now.
see Pineapple today, and then go see Tropic next week.
You're not getting off that easy.
Pineapple is nuts. Like it literally is. Like I don't think there's been two movies as badass as this coming out in within a week of
It's
each
a
other.
stoner action comedy, which is
Oh, really?
Yeah, with
I heard-
shootings, stabbings,
Car chases.
everything,
Explosions.
Slurpees.
Is Danny better as his character in Tropic Thunder or his character in Pineapple Express?
Two different things.
Yeah,
No, it is.
two different
No,
things.
he's awesome
Two
in
different
all of
things.
them.
I'm going to use
Awesome
that
in
whenever.
everything.
He did steal Pineapple Express, though.
Huh?
He stole Pineapple Express. He's awesome.
Who stole Tropic Thunder?
I would say I love Danny in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
You know, Tom Cruise was really good.
You really need him to just follow you around
Yeah,
all the time. He can't commit to anything.
Yeah, I love the Fist Way. That's why I tried it.
We were going to see that, and you're like, I wouldn't waste my time.
No.
Roland did push that movie very hard.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll take a break and we'll continue with Danny McBride. Pineapple Express in theaters today, right? And then Tropic Thunder next week?
Yep, next Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Open Wednesday wide.
You got to see when we tickle him, Danny.
Yeah, I bet you. It's just.
Could you humor Danny before break?
Yeah.
All right, watch. This is real, by the way.
What is that?
Creepy.
I know. It's a grown man.
Oh no!
Look, he's just
We'll be back.
Okay. What is this?
We usually don't come back with music like this, but what the hell? It's Opie and Anthony. We got Danny McBride in studio. How cool is it that you're here to promote 2 big movies, big summer movies?
It's not a bad place to be, you know.
Yeah, you're in Tropic Thunder and Pineapple Express, which opens today in theaters. And Roland, he doesn't want to commit to which movie you're better in.
Better in painted, equal but different.
Yeah, we got Matt in New York. Matt. Hey, Matt. What's up? We got Danny in studio.
Hey, Danny, bros before hoes, man.
There you go, man. So you've seen Pineapple, huh?
I did. I saw it last night, and like Roland says, you absolutely steal the movie every time you open your mouth.
I appreciate that.
It doesn't seem like anything was written for you, like you guys just improv. I wanted to know, how was it like that with Stiller on Tropic Thunder, or was that just Judd's kind of way of doing the set?
It seems like a lot of the comedies I've worked on, that's kind of the route everyone's going these days. It's just kind of, say what's on the script, and then just kind of riff from there. But yeah, Stiller definitely encouraged improv on there, which is pretty insane when things are blowing up next to you and you're trying to test out jokes.
Talking about, of course, the opening scene of Tropic Thunder.
Yes.
When all hell breaks loose. He's the special effects guy that doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
I gotta see this.
And they're trying to...
No. Even in Pineapple Express, things are blowing up around him all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I get shot multiple times in that film. Yeah.
What's Pineapple Express about? The basic synopsis.
I think it's a brand new genre. It's a buddy weed action film. I don't think that's really been done before. Yeah, it's just about 2 stoners who kind of end up in this extraordinary situation where they witness a murder and all these people are after them, and it's like the 2 most unlikely guys to be involved in running or dodging death. Just 2 lethargic potheads.
Nice. And what's your role?
I'm a drug dealer in it. I'm Red. I'm James Franco's supplier. Yeah. So it wasn't a big stretch for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you like the weed?
I like the weed.
Most guys will not admit they like the weed.
Likes the weed.
I can't talk about that on a radio show. What's wrong with you? Garrett on Long Island. Garrett.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
I have a question for Danny.
Okay.
Now, I saw Tropic Thunder a few weeks ago, and I thought it was hilarious. You guys did a great job, and you were hilarious, too. But I'm going to see Pineapple Express tonight, and I was wondering which character you actually enjoyed playing more.
Uh-oh. Now we go to Danny with the question.
I honestly, both of them, not to ride the fence, but... yeah, I think you'll see, Red is just such a different dude. I get my ass beat in that movie a lot. That was fun. Tropic Thunder, we're filming in Kauai, so that wasn't too bad to do. Hang out with Nick Nolte for a whole summer.
So what you're saying is both roles are equally as good.
Hey, when you met Nick Nolte, did you ever see Q&A with Nick Nolte?
Oh, yeah.
You should have just done quotes.
Yeah, from that the whole entire time.
That's all I would have done is racist quotes from Q&A to Nick. I would have annoyed him so much. You wops would jump over your dying mother to F your sister. He's the greatest.
He's great in Tropic Thunder. As
Nick
the Vietnam.
Yeah. Is he in it?
Yes,
he's in it. Yeah.
He's the Vietnam vet. And I want to. I'm holding back so badly. But he's the Vietnam vet in Tropic Thunder, and he's really, really good.
He's insane, yeah.
How was it? Did you get to meet Tom Cruise, or was it one of these films where even though you're in the film with Tom Cruise, his scenes were filmed somewhere else and you never saw the guy?
Well, basically, I met him at the read-through briefly, and by met him I mean I saw him across the table. And he filmed all his stuff back in Los Angeles, and we were in Kauai for all the for most of the film.
How do they do that?
They shoot the one and they mail it.
Oh, there was lots of mailing in this film.
Mail it.
So when he was at the table, the read-through, I mean, obviously he's such a star. I mean, everybody is probably like Tom Cruise in the room, because he's famous. Are you? Do you want to go up and say hello to him, or do you have people around? And the second the read is done, he's got people surrounding him.
It was, that read-through with everyone who's in that film. That read-through was pretty insane. You're sitting there and you're just kind of sweating, shit. I don't want. What am I doing here? I'm gonna open my mouth and I'm gonna get canned from the film.
Were you afraid of sucking at the read-through?
I was totally afraid of sucking at the read-through. I'm not good at stuff.
They're
like
gonna know I'm a fraud.
They're going to find me out here and get singled out in front of all these people you admire. Yeah.
Oh.
Who was at the table? You had Ben Stiller, of course.
Ben Stiller, Jack Black, Downey. You had him there, and
Cruz, Nick
Cruz
Nolte.
was there, Nick Nolte.
Oh,
I
my
mean, it was
God.
insane. Yeah, and then you have like every single executive,
Pacino,
from
De Niro,
DreamWorks.
Scorsese,
and they were just hanging out, you know, smoking weed, watching the read through.
That is humiliating. The worst is when you have a joke line in a read through and it gets nothing, and
Yeah.
you're like, I suck. I should be shot.
Been there.
Explain Tropic Thunder for the people. I don't know how to explain this movie, really.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's about a group of people making a humongous action movie that kind of goes wrong, and I don't know, kind of like in the vein of Three Amigos, like the actors involved with it end up in kind of like real action, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you explain too much, it just becomes totally confusing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just watch it.
Who was in
Based
Three
on the
Amigos?
Yeah, Martin Short,
Chevy Chase,
and Steve Martin. Was that no?
Yeah.
Martin, yeah.
I already have a tremendous amount more faith in your film. Not that Steve Martin's not terrific, but I mean,
Oh, Jesus.
I want to see this movie now. There's something about the movie. This is how shallow I am. The movie poster, I'm like, I don't know if I want to see that. They're in the army.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, and then all I'm hearing is how great it is, and now I want to see it. It's amazing how we make these dumb decisions based on like one thing you see in the movie poster. If the movie poster doesn't grab you.
I was with you. Maybe the name. I don't know what it was. I'm like, I don't know, Roland. And he's like, trust me on this one. And then, yeah, it was great.
It's the most expensive R-rated comedy ever made.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Because of the explosions, all the pyrotechnics.
And all the big guns involved, I assume. Yeah.
You were saying like 200 million or something?
I'm not sure what the exact figure is, but it is
It's way up there?
Ton.
Wow.
I was going to say, controversy too, with the Simple Jack stuff.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
The retard groups are coming out of the woodwork.
They're everywhere. They were picketing out in front of here when I came up, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I was like, are they?
Outside
I'm sure they're out in
picketing.
front of the wrong building somewhere. In front of Tropicana, a bunch of dopes. So it's great, man. I mean, when you're doing you're working like that with people on that level, it's just got to be nice to know that, like, at the premiere, the people you like are watching you work. Because Tom Cruise has to sit through your scenes. He can't get up and go to the toilet.
He has to, yeah. It's insane. And, you know, with Pineapple, I was talking to Judd, and he told me that there was, like, he got a call from Brian Grazer that they just had a screening of Pineapple with, like, Barbra Streisand, Tom Hanks, all these crazy people watching this, like, weed action movie. It's the weirdest thing. And I say so much dirty, filthy stuff, and I'm like, Barbra Streisand has heard me talk about how James Franco ate a box of nerds out of a stripper's butthole. That's like, it's just incredible.
She probably likes that dirty little Babs.
You got to think she's dirty.
Oh, she's
deep down.
Yeah.
When the doors are closed at night.
Absolutely. She likes her head hung over the bed and that just giant nose clamped shut.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you, Jimmy.
Old naughty Babs.
When you're like
Old slut.
when you're like she is in public, there's something going on behind closed doors.
Without it, she's a tremendous sub.
I think she has a special belt she likes to wear.
Yeah, she certainly does. She makes her own toilet cam videos with her face bleached out. I love Streisand.
Oh, yeah. Closed circuit cameras around her mansion.
Who's that husband? Oh, she likes it cold in her room, by the way.
James Brolin.
Yeah, apparently she likes it to be very chilly. There's a little bit of.
I think James Brolin is a cuckold.
Cuckold?
Either that or he brings home darker gentlemen for Barbara. And he dominates her with other men. Like he
Oh,
blinds
really?
her.
I
Yeah.
picture him just sitting in the corner crying as
Somebody else he's brought in.
Yeah, is ravaging.
Ravaging her, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the guy yells anti-white things at him.
Yes.
Cowers with his.
And he just sits there crying.
Yeah,
But he likes that.
A lot of those videos are too.
Yeah.
Cream pie after.
And then he does a cream pie afterwards.
Yeah.
Right.
Danny, you can stay out of this discussion. You're big time now. We're not. We can still
have
do
you
this.
guys seen the Chuck Berry video?
Chuck Berry.
Oh,
the famous
I've
Chuck Berry
reenacted it.
video.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I've heard about that one.
Smell my black fart. You haven't seen that? Yeah.
No. Yeah. Which one is he talking about?
Oh, that sounds
Chuck
great.
Berry was into, let's just say, certain types of play that would require one to possibly lay under a coffee table
Sure.
and
Yeah.
look up.
Yeah.
Like an old Danny Kaye allegedly
Yeah.
liked.
And-
Good stuff.
And Sylvester
Danny
Stallone.
Kaye liked that?
And good old Sly, we
Okay.
heard
Yeah.
too, back in the day.
Sly?
Yeah, we did a whole bit a few years back. Or Anthony did.
Oh, they would just throw some of his movies on top of the table. And that would be good. Well, I'm having a little blockage. How about if I just stop and my mom will shoot? Good enough.
Yeah. Put over the top on there now. Get over the top. That's a good one. Boy, that stinks.
So now I want to see.
Here comes Cobra. Where I play Cabretti, but the name is Cobra.
the cure. Shut up.
Oh, yeah.
For what? Entertaining films? Stroke mouth. Shut it.
We have a nice thing to say about anybody.
I just want to point out Danny's not taking part in this part of
I'm
the
enjoying it. I'm mildly aroused.
Yeah, he's just about to make it. He doesn't need us wrecking his Hollywood career.
Yeah.
But a lot of times you're not in the scene. Like, I had a funny scene at Kevin Smith movie. And,
Oh, right. Kevin Smith movie, yeah.
And apparently Seth Rogen's in my scene.
Oh,
And,
nice.
but he wasn't in the room.
Oh,
when I
really?
shot it.
So you never met Seth?
Well, I met him on, how when you're in the trailer, sometimes people come up and say hello. Hey, I like your work. Just, crap. You just talk.
Yeah, we haven't had Seth on the show. And now that he's big time, it's not going to happen.
He's doing Unmasked with Ron Bennington.
I think he'd do it, yeah.
Yeah. And Danny, by next year, you're going to forget our names, too. It happens with all you guys.
No way, Tony and Mike. This is going to be...
We say it all the time, and the listeners are probably sick of hearing it, but we see you guys on the way up and on the way down.
Be nice to the people you meet on the way up, because you're going to meet the same people on the way down.
Know who used to do our show a lot?
Who?
Jack Black.
He doesn't do it anymore.
No.
Oh,
Too big for us now.
Oh, come
The
on.
last time we saw him was when he did the movie with Colin Hanks.
Was it Orange County?
Yeah.
Oh, he came in after that.
Oh,
No.
well, because he had to promote.
Did he?
He had to promote that band thing.
Him and the
right.
him and that complete lack of charisma, Tenacious D partner of his, the operation guy with a guitar.
The operation.
Yeah,
We gave
Jack Black's
and we gave
anchor.
we gave Jack Black one of the greatest moments he's ever seen. We had a girl, a midget. He was in that day. We were just talking about this on the radio, and Patrice was in here too that day.
This was pure hack shock jockery.
Not really though, because it came out of nowhere. This midget calls us and she goes, "I want to become a stripper." And when we're like, "You never stripped before?" She goes, "No." We're like, "Well, come on down. You got to strip for us. Well, we're experts.
Yeah.
You do a little strip. We'll give you some tips, and you'll be on your way, right?" She comes in, and it's Patrice O'Neal, it's Colin Hanks, it's Jack Black, and this girl gets on the console. She is a midget. And she starts stripping, and we're kind of getting into it, and all of a sudden she just breaks down and starts crying in front of everybody.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Get the cracker.
It was great.
What, was she just not prepared for what she was going to do?
Yeah, because we were making a few comments.
Oh.
And she realized at that moment that she really didn't want to be a stripper anymore, but it was too late because she was pretty much naked. So now you got a naked midget crying.
And she couldn't get down from the console with those little bowed legs. It was pretty sad because we had to wheel a chair up for her to step on to get up there, and we wheeled the chair away. So she's just staying up there, all bow-legged, naked, and crying.
Oh, I have no idea why Jack Black wouldn't come back. That's crazy.
I don't know. I think he enjoyed it in some sick way.
Yeah, absolutely he did. He can't admit that these days, I'm sure. But
So you shooting anything now?
I just finished shooting Land of the Lost with Will Ferrell, a remake of that old
Oh, no
70s
kidding.
Wow.
show with Chaka. And
Chaka.
Sleestaks.
Who
Yeah.
played Chaka?
This guy, Yorma Tacconi's a SNL writer. He's a little, small, skinny dude, yeah, and he fit into a little monkey outfit and danced around for 3 months.
I hope the special effects are going to be as good as the TV ones.
Just
because,
slightly better, yeah.
That was fantastic when they're going down the river.
Yeah.
And then they get lost, and then the dinosaurs were so realistic looking.
Oh,
It was almost like
horrifying.
Jurassic Park when the first time I saw Jurassic Park.
Trailblazers, yeah.
Yes.
Did you put on the Sleestack shoes? I've always wanted to have Sleestack feet.
Yeah, there are real Sleestaks in this movie, yeah,
Oh, really?
and they are horrifying. Yeah, they move so slow and they hiss. Yeah, it's
It's a
bad.
comedy, right?
It is. You put Will Ferrell being chased by a T-Rex, and it tends to be funny. Yeah.
so wait, let me get this straight. So you're a funny guy trying to make it. You make Foot Fist Way. Somehow Will Ferrell sees the movie, helps you out there, and now you got a relationship. So now he brings you into this other movie,
Into this huge,
just
big
like
budget.
that.
Just like that. That's how it goes. I guess.
That's how it happens.
Yeah, it's nuts.
This topsy-turvy world of Hollywood movie making.
That's unbelievable.
Just paid my student loans off. I'm going to hire 10 assistants tomorrow.
Nice.
I'm on my way.
Blow it all. Take advice from MC Hammer.
Yeah.
Just
big
get a big
entourage.
posse, buy a lot of stuff, and then lose it and find Jesus.
Well, it's not a true success story unless you end up with like a VH1, documentary made
Yeah.
about how shitty everything got. Yeah.
Yeah, how you completely messed your life up, and
But for us, those are so enjoyable
Oh,
to
I love
watch,
them.
man. Now look what he did now. what a
It's
dummy.
called It's Funny Because It's Not Me.
MC Hammer thought he was going to just make that type of money for the next 20 years.
Forever. Yeah.
You got to live below your means just a little bit. Save a little for later.
How much of his posse you think still calls him or hangs out?
Well,
None.
Yeah.
none, right.
They took the money and ran.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
So I'm looking at old Sleestack footage now. It makes me want to go out and see that movie. The Sleestacks were so awful.
Oh, yeah.
Big,
They're
big
nuts.
glassy black eyes.
They weren't even fast.
I want to hear the song, too. The Middle of Land of the Lost song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Marshall, Will, and
Yeah.
Holly on a routine expedition. Yeah.
That movie doesn't come out till next year, 2009.
15 years from now, it'll come out.
And
That girl was so ugly on that show. She wasn't even like a
Chaka.
cute girl or anything.
I met her. She came by the set one day.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, obviously all grown up.
All
did she?
grown up.
Did she
Yeah.
look any better than?
About the same. About the same. Yeah. I don't think she
Okay.
would have won you over. From
Enough said.
What noise would Chaka make? I hated Chaka when I was a boy.
Yeah, I was
hated Chaka.
terrified by him. Yeah.
I hated him. Just sucked.
Liked him.
He'd come on and just ruin everything. Trying to have fun, laughs, and enjoy yourself, and Chaka spoils it.
What's the noise?
I don't remember.
It's like he speaks this weird
Yeah,
language
it's like a
called
weird
Pekuni.
language.
Yeah.
How would he say, like, Chaka?
Yeah.
Chaka.
Chaka.
Chaka. Chaka. Chaka. Chaka.
That's it.
Up.
Is that what he was doing?
Yeah, it's like some kind of retarded baby talk.
I'd love to drill my fist into Chaka's little teeth. I would brain Chaka with a tire iron.
Well, we gotta end this portion of the show. Danny McBride, it's a pleasure. You got 2 huge movies coming out, and it's got to be noted the L.A. Times reported you as being the next big comedy star.
Well,
not too much pressure, huh?
I'll take that for now, yeah. And then I'll go buy an Entourage and a bunch of MC Hammer pants, and we'll see where it ends up.
Hammer time.
You got Pineapple Express opening today, getting great reviews, and then you got Tropic Thunder, which you're also in, starting next Wednesday.
Go see them both.
Nice.
Well, I saw one out of the 2 so far, and hopefully Pineapple Express today.
Yeah, Roland won't say it on the air, but he preferred Tropic Thunder a lot.
No, it's
Roland?
equal, I swear. It's
Roland, you better get here
It's
and
both the same.
get in here and defend yourself.
Non-committal douche.
Now, Roland.
I will say this: see Pineapple today, and next week see Tropic Thunder.
Which movie's better?
They both are equally good. I mean, they're 2 totally different movies.
Yeah, and he's
Stoner
not
action movie?
just riding the fence. It literally is one of those things I saw both of them. Was like, damn, this is like a pretty insane week for movies.
Yeah, like this week. I mean, the only good movies out is Pineapple Express. Like Batman never be seen already. So
You loved Batman, and then he trashed Batman after he saw what
Because David
X-Files.
Duchovny was in here, and he was trying to impress Duchovny with the X-Files.
Yeah, he trashed The Dark Knight after loving it.
And he gave away the fact that at the end, Christian Bale takes off his mask and apologizes for that awful voice he does through the whole film. I'm sorry I overacted like an ass. Apologize for embarrassing myself.
What do you like about Tropic Thunder, Roland?
Everybody was so good. It was hilarious. Yeah.
Can you explain the movie to the people out there? He gives the best descriptions for movies.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
It's about them filming a war movie, and shenanigans and stuff happens. Explosions.
Shenanigans.
What's an explosion?
Like,
explosions,
and that's it.
No, it's
you're not really selling the movie.
People are leaving their homes right now, trying to find it.
I don't know.
Via their windows.
He sweats a lot too. That's why he's wiping his eyes. That's flop sweat. He hates being on the air.
It's just a great comedy movie. Don't want to give out anything.
It's just like at the movies.
Yeah.
That would be great to watch his movie.
I would
watch Roland every week.
I go online every freaking week to see
Hell yeah.
what he's saying about the latest movies.
Yeah, but they both are awesome. So
All right.
See them.
Danny McBride, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on.
We're heading over to
No
XM. You
problem.
guys have a great day.
Yes, we will see you there.
Hello, XMers. How are you today? Hi. That's good. I'm fine, too.
Hi, everybody.
I just saw a headline, President Bush in Thailand. It just made me start giggling and laughing.
In Thailand?
We've had that discussion many times. There's nothing to do in Thailand except have sex with little kids. And I'm not saying that that's what the president's going to do, but we're convinced that's the only reason people go there.
Yeah,
that's
what
how
else is
stupid
there?
we are. Is there really other things to do in Thailand?
No, it's a
place you go if you're a pedophile to have sex with young children.
It used to be a safe haven for that activity.
Of course.
And then Gary Glitter found out the hard... Oh, no, he was in Vietnam, right?
Was he? Yeah,
He was doing that thing in Vietnam, but he's getting out.
Southeast Asia.
He's getting out. All right.
Lucky him.
And on the walkover, I was walking with young Sam, and I found out that there's going to be a very special judge for his wrestling thing he's doing for the WWE.
Really?
On Friday. A surprise guest? We're not going to announce who it is?
No.
All right. What time is Shane McMahon showing up on?
It could be anyone.
Wow.
I mean, could be anyone.
Oh, it could be anyone.
Shane
O'Mac.
Are we talking Shane
I guess
O'Mac?
That's a possibility.
What's this wrestling thing again? Why don't we get this this horse shit out of the way early today?
Horse shit.
Okay.
That's a bunch of horse shit.
If you want to win a trip to Indianapolis, Indiana to go to SummerSlam, all you have to do is invent a wrestling character and do a wrestling promo. And then send me that wrestling promo. And you'll be talking about me or E-Rock in the promo. And email it to me at sam@opieandanthony.com.
All right.
And then the best wrestling promos are going to get to come in here on Friday, this Friday, and do their wrestling promos live in studio. The best one gets 2 tickets to SummerSlam, along with airfare, hotel, the whole thing. It's going to be great.
Okay.
Is it?
Danny's already tried to enter, but he can't because he's an employee.
But Danny, can't you do one as a goof? Just to help out the bit that's failing miserably?
I did help out the bit.
Exhibition.
I emailed Sam a beautiful picture of a big dick. And I felt that I was contributing to the bit.
It wasn't.
What's your wrestling character?
Me?
Yeah.
I'll have to think of one.
He calls himself in the office Danny Tube Steak.
No, I don't.
Danny
that's
Tube
not,
Steak?
That's not what it is. It's cooking steaks, and we all know it.
All right.
He goes by Danny Tube Steaks.
Nice. Hey, by the way, the dump sheet was just unbelievable. You had pissing in a bucket, cock blocker.
So they did dump pissing in a bucket.
Yeah.
You could.
Okay.
Wait, pee, I think they would let fly. Piss, they don't let fly, man. They haven't let piss fly by in a long time.
No, Stumper, I thought I misunderstood. But that's
I thought he said peed in a bucket a couple of times.
He did before that.
Did that get dumped?
No, they let that through.
Oh,
That's what I'm
okay.
saying. I heard, as soon as he said pissing, I'm like,
piss
that.
is
They've always had a problem
out.
with piss.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be dumping it, but
why.
they've been dumping
I
that one
figured
for
they would,
years.
too.
Pissing in a bucket, cock blocker, fuck it, fucked up, fucking shit, fuck, fucking fuck, fucked up, fucking fuck, assholes, eating a box of nerds out of a stripper's butthole, and shitty. All of the above was dumped out of the regular radio portion of the
Wow.
Anthony Show today.
Big dump day for the show.
Yeah. Oh, man, I was going to go to that guy. He said that Bubba had something to say about us yesterday.
Oh, what could he possibly have to say?
Getting under that fat fuck skin, it just makes me smile. Makes me very, very happy. I guess he wants to fight us again or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
More dopey redneck behavior from that
why doesn't
slob.
he fucking stop?
A white trash fucking fight. Yeah, let's fight. We'll get a ring, and it'll all go. The proceeds will go to charity. And say,
Shut up and do your dumb show.
How about this? Talk in your real voice.
Yeah.
Fucking fraud.
I'll be up there in October.
Yeah.
And I'll fight those guys.
And if the guys wanna, who the fuck talks like that?
Mancow and a bunch of other guys. They had that same fucking fake voice delivery. You just shut up with your stupid redneck behavior and do your dumb radio show.
Impossible. He's a stupid redneck. Yeah. What is it? What's he gonna do?
Huh?
What's he gonna do? He's a stupid redneck. That's the only way he knows how to act.
That's what he does, right?
That's all he does.
That's all. All right, listen. I wish that guy, he'll call back maybe. Laura Ingram, totally frustrated with
I loved her on
Fox.
the Little House on the Prairie.
No.
She was, and then Paul would come and help. What?
What was her real name? I forgot now.
Laura Ingalls.
Ingalls, right? Okay. I forgot.
I liked when the littlest one tripped and fell on her face running down the hill at the beginning.
Yeah.
Always gave me a little chuckle. Just sorry she got up.
Hey, Jimmy, were you one of the people that went too far on the Bob Saget roast? Because that's getting some legs.
With the Olsen twins, no,
Yeah.
I had one joke written for them, actually 2 jokes, and I didn't do either one of them because both of the concepts were like done by then.
Okay.
So I was like, why even do them?
Saget has this weird thing for the Olsen twins.
I think what happened was
Yes, he does.
Like, because he's a filthy, filthy comic. We love him. But you make fun of the Olsen twins. He kind of steps back a little bit.
I don't think Saget's really mad. I think that what Saget is just saying, hey, well, people went a little too far. And then sometimes you take something without inflection and you read it, it plays differently.
Yeah.
Like, some of them went too far. Yet that comes off as some of them went too far. You can read
could
the
have been
same.
joking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or he's just saying that to protect them, because he knows them since they were little children. And I can almost understand that. He didn't give shit to any comedians. The comedians were fucking brutal.
Yeah, I'm asking. That's why I'm trying to get to the bottom
Gilbert
of it, because
was
it seems
brutal.
a bit confusing.
I bet.
Really?
Hilarious. Yeah. Hilarious, but brutal.
And this thing's going to be on soon, right?
At the 17th, it looks like.
That's crazy.
All
right.
Which is nice.
All right, let's move on. So we got Laura Ingraham. We got some behind-the-scenes audio when she was doing something for Fox. And it's pretty funny. She just loses her mind. We've been trying to get to this for weeks. Also, we got Daniel Gardner coming in, The Science of Fear. It's one of my favorite topics, actually. The culture of fear and all that.
Yep.
What the media does to scare the shit out of us. And he's got this book, The Science of Fear. We'll talk about that in a little bit. It should be quite interesting. But first, Laura Ingraham.
Okay, but we're having to edit copy at 10 minutes before the hour, so I don't know what to do. And new tonight.
You're okay with
And new tonight. No, why are we saying and new tonight? We should say and this just in.
Just in.
And this just in. ... Barack Obama talking about the importance. No, it's not just. Okay. Why is this new tonight, guys? It's not new tonight. He gave this. No. But he gave this speech yesterday. That's the Fox way of doing things? Okay, then what is this? What's in the prompter now?
Do you want?
Is this an intro to Raymond or a tease? You guys have me so confused with these long.
It's a long intro.
Did you edit it down?
Yeah. She's just revving up, man.
Damn, they do sound pretty incompetent over there,
A bunch
though.
of boobs.
Yeah, we look toward these stations for news, and they don't know what the fuck they're really doing.
Oh, she's had it up to here with these fucking.
Well, it gets.
They're incompetence. They're blundering.
Catch and release may work for fishing, but it is not stopping the flow of No. Did you not give her the edits to this, Brian? Remember No. Remember I gave you the edits?
I changed it.
Okay, the edits were never done to this segment. No, but I mean to that tease.
Yeah, it did because it was shorter. I cut out a whole. A paragraph.
No, but okay. But this was actually edited by Brian had the edits and but this is wrong. Brian, I handed it to you.
I changed it physically. I don't know why.
Brian said he changed it. He did not change it. Okay, back it up, please. Get rid of all this. I don't want to see all this. It's making me nervous. Okay, we have 2 minutes to showtime.
30. Can we clear, please?
We have 30 seconds to showtime.
30 seconds for what? To your.
Till the show starts.
Well, can someone
I thought you said 3 minutes.
Jesus, God in heaven. Raymond, turn this off.
You just said 3 minutes.
Okay. And the word "the" is spelled wrong in the prompter.
The word "the" is spelled wrong.
They make it look effortless when you watch. Watch Fox, right? All this crap is going on behind the scenes.
Can you get Tom, please, in here, Brian, as I asked at the beginning of the segment? And what was what happened at the beginning of the segment, Jessica? Okay, so there was a mistake in the rundown. Is that the way? Is that why it happened? Because okay, so we're not timing out our shots properly. Add that to the list. That looked horrible, and it screwed me up at the beginning of the segment. Ridiculous.
Can you look at this, please, in the back? Frankie. Can you guys clear up?
And where's Tom? Can someone get me him?
A little higher, please. A little higher.
Can you call him, Jessica, or have someone?
Oh, my God.
He was supposed to be in here for that last segment, and he wasn't.
2 minutes. A little bit higher.
And Jessica, you're in my ear for... Quiet. You're in my ear for too long when you said we have a side of Obama. It's too much. You got to be in for a second. You can't... I'm not having elements saying... Don't come in my ear. Just don't.
Don't come in
Tom,
my ear.
I needed you in here.
Good clip.
Well, forget it. Forget what else you're working on. I needed you in here for this block. And it's too late now. Asked for you at the beginning of the block, beginning of the segment. It was terrible.
We have one more clip to go, but
wow, is she?
I'm ready to form my opinion.
Yeah,
she's a cunt.
She's a cunt. Working with incompetence.
I don't know. I think she's holding it together fairly well.
Yeah, but
she's not yelling.
But there's really not all hell breaking loose. I think she's making it way more than it is.
3 minutes to what? To you, Tom? No, I didn't change it. Like all the shit she wanted it done, and nobody did what they were supposed to do.
That's true.
She's
what are they trying to do?
She's
really
on TV.
What are they trying to do? That she's bitching because the word "the" is not written right on a Who cares?
I think it's I think it's a combination of everything.
Yeah,
like the whole thing seems to be falling apart.
Yeah, I think she's had it up to here with that bungling.
Yeah,
a bunch of fucking Batman police.
What are you talking about, Lenny? You're talking too much. You got to just quiet, please. I cannot focus.
Good.
Why do I have... Okay, I'm talking about the Clintons with Dick Morris. This Gitmo thing is old, okay? No, it's ridiculous. Gitmo. Yeah. I asked for two basic things that I didn't get. The favorability rating of Congress and the Real Clear Politics average. I got neither of them. Two basic facts.
Please, in 5.
Till it was too late.
Then move up when you're on. Thanks.
Is makeup coming in to powder me? Because I look shining on my forehead. I mean, somebody's got to look at this stuff except me. Raymond, you got to not do that. Can someone tell me when I actually am supposed to speak? Because I hear 30 seconds from you and Linda gives me 15 seconds. Routinely, this is happening. So we need to... I don't have any questions. Any questions for this bug guy? Other than, are you kidding me? It's too short. Everything's cut too short. Can't see its face at all.
Less than a minute back to you. No tag.
It's too short. It's cut too short. It's confusing. Nobody can follow this.
It's all right.
You can't see him at all. Look at this. Look at the way this is shot.
You're going straight to E2. No tag, Laura.
Oh my God.
Train wreck.
This is a train wreck. No questions. Nothing prepared.
Ooh.
You don't have to take that off your clear. You just carry this out.
Just get it off me, please.
Okay.
Whoa.
She's had enough.
A little angry.
She's had enough. She wants shit done.
Let's say hi to Mike on Long Island. Mike.
Hey, I'm waiting for Laura to say, why would this work? It sounds like any day there at the studio with you guys.
True. Yeah, are you trying to say that Laura works with a lot of E-Rocks?
Possibly.
Poor E-Rock. All right, thank you, sir. Let's go to Bob in Florida. Bob!
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hi, yeah, Bob. What's up, Bob?
I was just Bob here. I'm down here in Tampa, and I flipped over to Bubba's local show while you guys were doing the walkover or whatever. And there's a 17-year-old pest that calls him up. And really, Bubba tries to handle it, but those two other shit dicks, they get really, really pissed. And he really got under their skin today. If you can pull the audio on that, you'll love it.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah, he wants to fight you. For real, physical fight.
Of course.
Yeah, good.
That's what you have to do when you're not funny.
Right.
See, that's the difference between a funny person who can come back and a hasty douchebag who fucking talks in a phony voice. I want to hit you. Shut up.
Will he wear his duvet? Because that would be a little rough to hit him with all that padding from the fucking bedroom quilt he's wearing.
I think he's probably already got enough padding. Trying to get through to him.
Well said.
Just call up.
You guys are trying to sound like real tough guys, and the 17-year-old kid is just tearing them up.
He's not a smart man. He's a stupid broadcaster.
Yes.
Just tell him to shut his fat fucking mouth and do his radio show. We didn't even know what Bubba was up to. I got to be honest with you. I had no clue. And then out of nowhere, he started taking shots at us. So, of course, we're going to attack back. And he continues to take shots at us. Shut your fucking mouth and do your dumb show.
Just a big dumb fatso. Just a big fucking fatso.
Dumb down your dumb show and shut the fuck up.
he's trying to ride your coattails a little bit. But
I love 2 days ago. He's like, we do things smart here. As part of the Howard Stern team, we do things smart. He did the dumbest radio bit ever. He killed a fucking animal in a parking lot, and he's going to turn around and say that we don't do smart radio?
Smart.
Go fuck yourself.
He's the same lying scumbag who said that we were not going to be on satellite renewed.
Right.
We were going to be off satellite in a week. He's the same dumb scumbag that said if we're a part of the new company, he won't stay. Well, you know what? We will be a part of the new company.
Bye-bye.
So fucking be a man, back up what you said, and fucking hit the bricks.
Yeah.
Beat it.
Yeah, he's been obsessed. He's been obsessed with us failing for the longest time, and we never even said anything about this dummy.
He stinks.
I do believe there's a bit of jealousy there because he had to go and kiss Howard Stern's ass to be heard on Sirius, and he decided to do that. Whatever, man. You know. God bless you that you did that, but there's definitely a jealousy there that we didn't have to do any of that. And we're still our own people.
And if we work together, it's because both shows have decided, look, it's in everyone's interest to get along, and like the hostilities are done, and that's great. It's like, but it wasn't a move out of desperation or an insincere move, which with him it was like, I got to survive. What can I do? Okay.
Right.
Fuck him.
I think maybe the worst part is the other two guys there. They
dude, I don't even know. Hold on. The other two guys. You ready for this? I couldn't tell you their names if my life depended on it.
They're talking about how dumb your staff is and how smart they are, and the guy even got so pissed he challenged your staff to an IQ test.
Oh
what a
God.
cornball.
Like I said, he's a stupid broadcaster.
What a hack.
That is just dumb radio.
We don't want to
challenge us to an IQ test.
We don't want to do any contests with you. We don't want to do any fun charity events. You do your shitty show. We'll languish in our mediocrity and just shut the fuck up and stop trying to play like you're going to leave the company. You're not. You're not.
I swear to you, I have no idea anyone else's name on that show. No fucking clue. I have listened to maybe a total of an hour of his show in the 20-some-odd years he's broadcasted, and that is a fact. I listened to a little of the audio of him killing a fucking animal in a parking lot, and I listened to some of the slams he goes off on us, whatever. Yeah, the slams on us.
I just want to say one last thing. I got to go here. I'm in heavy traffic, but I think Mel Karmazin, linger longer, said it best. Bubba's not on the table.
There you go. Thank you, sir.
With the board.
All right, let's go to Ed in Philly. Ed.
He said the board.
Ed.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, what I listened to his replay this morning, what this guy's talking about, and you probably don't, you're going to hate me because I fly your stickers and his too, but what he has a problem with, something, I don't know what happened, but apparently you busted on Howard's daughters a couple of years ago or whatever, and I wanted to get on and say, I remember you saying about you had a problem with Howard when he said something about what your dad, something that went on with your dad there, and but that's what he was saying. So
I mean,
talking about the daughter.
Yeah, but who is Bubba to talk about that shit? Yeah, I had a problem with Howard going after my dead dad.
Bubba's not involved.
And Howard had a problem with me going after his daughters. Yeah, absolutely. That's what happened. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I like I said, I couldn't get on there to talk. Like I said, I listen. These guys are number one. I do listen to him. I think they're good. And I listen to Howard, but it was.
I gotta tell you, Ed, I don't even know if Bubba's good.
To me. This is it.
What he's doing is this, dude. The really harsh things were said on both sides. It happens when you're fighting for years. It's part of it. What he's trying to do is he's so irritated that he knows this show is higher profile than his show, and he's trying to bring up those things to try to get people or Howard to go, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Let's start. He's just being a little bitch. Like as a man, why do you care? I have no idea what went on between Howard and Bubba's show or Bubba and Mancow. Honest to God,
yeah, I have no idea.
It means nothing to me. It's absolutely irrelevant to me what has gone on with his show in any way, shape, or form.
Nothing to do with my life.
I think it's funny that he talks in a fake voice.
Yeah.
I think that's funny.
I love that I got under his skin. That makes me very happy. Very fucking happy. Because he's just a dummy. He's just a dumb broadcaster.
Don't be a hack. Be
He's
you.
just a dummy.
Can't help it.
I think the thing here, we got Chuck Liddell on the phone, and
I'll be up there in October. We're gonna fight. Yeah, are we?
Big
how about
fight.
just be funny?
And while we're fighting, my staff's gonna do an IQ test with your staff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then we can have a three-legged potato race. You bag of
Still
jizz.
working
Shut
on
up.
the charity for our fight.
Good jizz.
Yeah, what a fucking dope.
Shut up.
If they're part of the new company, I'm not going to be
I'm
paying.
out. Yeah, give me the 2 clips, please. Give me the clip where he says that it's a deal breaker if we're part of the new company, and then give me the clip where he has to fucking backpedal like a dummy
Because nobody cared.
Right.
Or how about the clip where he said we were going to be off satellite radio? He's just one of those dummies who says, like somebody hands him a note and he just says it.
Aw. All right, thanks, Ed. Let's go to David in Alabama, man. David, what's up?
Hey, guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Listen, 2 things. I have a quick Whip 'em Out Wednesday story. I finally thought I was getting my payoff. Dude and his chick, I guess, were on the back of a motorcycle, and this was a haggard-out biker chick, and, I was like, okay. And she pulls her shirt up, and I guess she had recently been mastectomized, or whatever the word is.
Ugh.
So she pulled her shirt up, and there was one of them gone, and it looked like the top of like a Chinese dumpling, just puckered skin.
Oh, nice.
They just cackled and cackled as they rode off.
Nice.
The other thing is I lived in Florida for a long while, and I used to listen to, for lack of better radio, on terrestrial radio, his local station there.
I love
And
how
he
the
used to
people have to
always-
defend what, well, I listen to Bubba, but this is the reason.
We're not going to attack you. Like, if you like Bubba's
love
show,
it.
no one's going to attack you. It's like, all right, you like it. It
makes me
It's like, Jimmy went, like when Jimmy went through his black guy phase, you kind of, you went through something, you're not proud of it now. But anyway, he used to always talk about Linda Hogan, how wonderful, how incredible. He'd plug a restaurant, he would just kiss their ass, obviously because of Hulk Hogan and that whole love affair going on. But he would just rant and rave, she's an incredible this and incredible that. And about 3 weeks ago, I had a rental car, and he's a liar, is the thing. He's not a smart man, and I don't mean that to insult the guy. He's just not a smart human being.
He really isn't. He's a dummy.
No, and you can just hear it. I mean, and that's not meant to be a slam. He's just a dumb person. And he went on this, when all this stuff went down, I guess, with Hulk Hogan and his wife with the divorce and all, he went on this tirade about, I've never liked her, she's a hypocrite. And you start thinking, this guy is just an absolute spineless liar.
The phony.
Phony, ass-kissing liar.
Sounds to me like this guy's a phony baloney.
You don't like somebody.
Dude, you could be redneck funny and be successful at it, but that's not too impressive in my book. This he's redneck funny, he got a little niche for himself, but he's just a dumb guy.
I just don't respect him because of that horseshit posturing. Like, it's a deal breaker. No one cares.
Yeah, who would care if it's a deal breaker?
They're
for
trying
him?
to save money. Fucking make like a tree and leave. Fucking beat it, fatso. No one gives a shit. Uh-oh, we might lose Bubba. Do you hear? Oh, we might lose Bubba. Get the phones. Might lose. Bubba's leaving. Who gives a shit? Bye.
No one would care.
No.
Cigars and scotch. Bubba challenges you guys to a cholesterol contest.
That's right. Here's a 680. What do you got?
Yeah, you would win that one, my friend. Joe, Florida, what's up?
How's it going?
Hey.
I'm here in Florida. I've been listening to fucking this Bubba the Love Sponge show every now and then, and all this guy does is he starts shit with everyone around here. You guys aren't the only one, but you're the first ones to speak out against them, and finally someone's going to shut the fuck up.
All right. Thank you. Whoa. Eric says we never had original deal breaker audio. What the what, are you kidding me?
Maybe we didn't. I remember hearing him say that would be a deal breaker.
What is he talking about? Didn't we play that?
No, I think it was a post. I'm looking for it right now. I think it was someone had posted a quote from him on the New York Radio message board.
On Orbitcast or something?
Because I remember him saying it would be a deal breaker, and he said that kind of a little funny.
Yeah. All right. I think what really got to Bubba was the fact that my brother sang his wonderful song at that Halloween party.
Oh, wow. People loved it.
We haven't played that in a while, have we?
I don't think so.
All right, let's play this. My brother Elmo on MySpace came up with this ditty.
I don't know, guys. I don't want to tangle with Bubba. He might beat us up in the octagon and then have an IQ test and shut up. And we're all going to put eggs on spoons. And we're going to see who can run the farthest without dropping the egg off the spoon. You fucking idiot. fucking hump. Shut up.
Patrick on Long Island. What's
And
up?
we're all going to bake cookies, and the people are going to taste the cookies and judge who's the best baker on the staff.
Morning, fellas. I got to correct Jimmy. It's make like a tree and get out of here.
Ah, much
And,
better.
Ah, very good.
And, if you guys have an IQ test with Bubba's staff, you got to bring Boston as a ringer with his 140.
Yeah, the 140 would help us out in the IQ challenge. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. You're right about that. Let's say hi to Corinne in Jersey. Corinne.
Hey, guys, I think you should fly over Sirius Radio in a hot air balloon and drop bombs on them.
Are you
Like
suggesting
bra bombs?
it's time for another bra bombing?
Bra bombing? I'm in.
Yeah, all right. Here's my brother's song. I think this is what really got to Bubba. What happened? What you mean?
I was just pointing at the book because I believe our guest is here. I was just showing you that I think our guest is
Ooh.
here. I didn't know that.
That hack?
No, he's very good.
Yeah,
My
we're going to talk
goodness.
We're going to talk to Daniel Gardner next. The Science of Fear. It's a topic I love discussing, and he's got a book about that, and we'll do that next. But first, my brother's song about Bubba.
Listen to these pipes, boys. Yeah! Oh! There you go. Oh! Oh, look at the fleet of feet. Irish people can't dance. Does she talk complete? That fucking Bubba the Love Sponge is stuffing his face with being. Fucking Bubba the Love Sponge is uncut. He's uncut. He's uncut. We hate him. Bubba, you fucking cunt! You're a cunt! You're a fucking cunt! 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 Bubba is a 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 cunt!
Oh, he's doing crowd work. He's killing. He's killing.
Now, he made that his own.
He really did.
Yeah.
A lot of guys can't leave the song and improv and come back in the way you're supposed to, but you know.
There you go.
I just love the guy trying to hold it together by chiming in with the na-na-na, just trying to bring it back home.
I know.
Yeah,
no
like
kidding.
it's just going to go into the original version.
Yeah.
After all that.
Oh, people thought that happened at F.H. Riley's. No, that was at Hard Rock. I think we had about 800 people in that joint that night.
Oh, is that what I thought that was F.H. Riley's too?
No, that was at the Halloween. Yeah, the Halloween party.
Wow, I thought that was
No,
FH. Huh.
no. My brother didn't really sing now, did he? He was just kind of yelling and screaming.
Kind of yelling.
It was all right. It was kind of like a just singing.
Yeah, my
Not
brother's
good.
extremely protective of his brother. So
it's healthy.
Very healthy. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll continue with Daniel Gardner next. Stay there. We're back with the Opie and Anthony show. Yeah. And entering our studio, Daniel Gardner, the author of The Science of Fear, Why We Fear the Things We Shouldn't and Put Ourselves in Greater Danger. I love this topic.
That's interesting because, as you know, I have been dubbed paranoid, a scaredy cat. I've been called that.
But not because of the media.
Yeah.
Oh, really? The media scares you?
Well, that's what a lot of people said. I've been affected by the media with things like home invasion reports and whatnot. So I'm very interested in finding out what this gentleman, his take is on this, the science of fear.
Yeah, this started for me with Bowling for Columbine. And then there was a book that they referenced a lot in that movie called The Culture of Fear. I read every single page of that book, and I've been obsessed with it ever since. And now when I watch TV, I watch it very, very differently because I realize they're tricks, they're trickery.
Newsertainment, I call it, because
sure,
you know, it's not like the old days where Cronkite got there. It was a desk, a clock, and he told you the news. Now they have to get you to watch with teases that include scary things about what could kill you and your children, and what car are you driving because it could kill you. We'll tell you what it is after this. Are these the kind of things that are included in in your
absolutely.
book?
That's a big chunk of it. You know, I'm a journalist, but you know,
so were we, by the way.
That's right.
Yes. Occasionally we, you know, change hats from shock jockery to journalists, but
the media have to take a big chunk of the responsibility. In the book, basically, I talk about three factors. One is the biggest is psychology. People have to understand that basically the brain evolved in a Stone Age environment, and we live in the information age. There's a big mismatch between our brains and the way we process information and the world we live in. And the second factor is the media, which, if you want to go into a good bash, I can do that for quite some time.
Yeah, we've done it on this program.
Yeah,
I like that point you bring up, though, because our minds are still pretty instinctual when it comes to certain things, especially fear, fight or flight. We're very emotional when it comes to things like that, and it is based on things we had to deal with many, many years ago, but it's still ingrained in us. So these some of these reports strike a nerve on a more instinctual level than intellectually.
That's exactly right. Look, cognitive psychologists say you have two minds making decisions. You have your conscious mind, the mind's having this conversation, but there's also an unconscious mind. And in fact, most of the work that the brain does actually happens below the level of consciousness. And now you have to ask yourself, well, how does it do that? Well, it does that using mechanisms which were created in this ancient environment, right? This the old Stone Age environment. Our species has existed for about 200,000 years. And in virtually all that time, we lived as, you know, nomadic hunter-gatherers in small bands. And so your unconscious mind is really well wired for that environment. But unfortunately, we don't live in that environment. We sit down, we turn on the evening news, and what do you see? You see live images broadcast by satellite of, freaky, horrible tragedies, unusual stories from around the planet. And the brain that's processing this information is exactly the same as the brain of a caveman. I mean, quite literally.
Oh, wow.
Our ability to invent technology that can bring us so much information has definitely outpaced our evolution of our own minds.
Yeah, exactly. Look, the technology has changed, the brain has not. Your brain, my brain, is exactly the same in its fundamentals as the brain of a caveman 20,000 years ago.
You do get this visceral reaction sometimes to certain things you see on television, especially when it comes to violence.
Yeah.
War footage, beheadings, things like that. It affects you very deeply on an emotional level that goes well beyond the intellectual level.
That is the unconscious mind talking to you, because by definition, you're not aware of what's happening in the unconscious mind. But the unconscious mind communicates to consciousness, and it communicates in the form of emotions, feelings, intuitions, hunches. When you have a sense that something's true, but you can't quite explain why, that's a product of your unconscious mind. Now, very often that stuff works, right? Intuition's good. If it didn't work, it wouldn't be wired into us.
Right.
The problem is, as I say, the information environment has changed, and so we get things wrong. A great example of this is parents are afraid of having their children abducted by strangers, right? I've got young kids. Every parent everywhere in the Western world. I've been doing interviews for this book all across the Western world. You hear exactly the same story. Before we used to let the kids out and let them run around and play loose. We don't do that anymore. You can't let a child play unsupervised because they'll be abducted and murdered by strangers, right? Well, the research shows it's absolutely clear. That threat is microscopic. It's incredibly rare. An American child is 26 times more likely to die in a car crash than to be abducted by a stranger. But what are American parents doing? They're putting them in cars and driving them to school to keep them safe from the pervert in the bushes.
While they're walking. Yeah, they could be walking.
That's hilarious.
Actually be safer.
You know, going with that point, what fascinated me about this fear thing was the Halloween scare they do every year on the news. And when you start looking at the stats of that, kids are not being poisoned by strangers with
and the
poison,
razor blades,
and the razor blades, and the pins and all that.
All mythology,
right? They actually, there was a guy who did research on that. I don't remember exactly, but it was a handful of cases, and in most cases, it was their own family killing the kid for life insurance money. But people ignore that. And now you don't allow your kids to go house to house on Halloween. Now it has to be in a safe environment at a mall or what, a little block party where you know everybody and you know your kids aren't going to get any, quote, poison candy.
In the book, I call this a media feedback loop. See, what happens is this. Let's go back to the summer of 2001, before 9/11. What were people afraid of? Everyone's forgotten this. It was the summer of the shark.
Oh, the sharks.
Remember the sharks? Mm-hmm. Right? What happens is you have one dramatic incident. Somebody's killed by a shark. This becomes a major news item. Well, then, because everybody's paying attention to sharks, well, that establishes a narrative. Shark attacks are in the news. So the media go looking for other stories involving sharks. And even if there's, the shark takes a swipe at somebody's foot, which is a really minor story that normally wouldn't make it into the news, now because it's an established narrative, it makes it into the news. Mm-hmm. And then because you start to pile up these other minor incidents, you got a whole bunch of incidents. And then it looks like, oh boy, this looks like a trend. Mm-hmm. And then, so it feeds on itself.
And then they do a story about the trend and how, oh my God, look at how many attacks there have been.
Takes on a life of its own.
Exactly.
My brother is a marine biologist, so between knowing this culture of fear and getting knowledge from my brother, I'm still scared to go into the ocean anyway. So
there are monsters down there.
That one still gets me, and I love going in the ocean, but I'm always looking over my shoulder like, all right, where is this fucking shark?
That's your unconscious mind. You can't turn it off. You can't turn it off. Look, I'm a parent. I have young children. I've done the research on stranger abductions. I know what the truth is, and yet I still have the same irrational fears that everyone else has, because you can't turn it off. The only thing you can do is you can bring your conscious mind to bear. You can learn what the facts are, and you can say, you know what, that fear is irrational, and I'm not going to go with it.
You know what, though? Now, there's another side to this whole thing, and this is where my own personal, what has been called paranoia, slips in. Long Island, New York is where I live, and it seems to have turned into the home invasion capital of the world if you pay attention to the news. Now, obviously, this isn't happening to every house on every block. But when it does pop up, I've been convinced that I am not going to be the guy that gets caught in one of these situations. So, I prepare myself for things like that. And you could absolutely say, look, the stats show that the odds of that happening are minuscule. But that guy that's getting that phone cord wrapped around his neck while he's watching his family be beaten, it did happen to him. So, where do you draw the line between statistically this is insignificant and, all right, someone wins lotto every so often, Yep. It's a very hard line to...
It's actually pretty simple. It's simple, it's pragmatic. You simply have to ask yourself, what's the cost? What's the cost of paying attention to this risk, and what's the cost of actually responding to it? Chances are, if I let my child out to ride a bicycle without a helmet on, my kid's going to be okay. But I'm going to make her wear a helmet because the cost is nothing, right?
Right, it's not really an inconvenience.
Right, it's not a big deal. So,
crazy. Yeah.
So I'm going to deal with that risk. Okay. But when you start to get into other responses, the costs actually start to really add up. Irrational fear can really diminish the quality of your life, right? If you don't go out after night because you irrationally fear the safety of your neighborhood, you're diminishing the quality of your life. Mm-hmm. That's not good stuff. Even more dramatic responses. After 9/11, this is probably the most horrible story. After 9/11, everybody knows, the sequence of events after 9/11, including the anthrax attacks, which we're still talking about, right?
Right, yeah.
Well, here's something that nobody talked about. Well, people didn't want to fly. So what did they do? They still had to get around. Millions of Americans decided, oh, it's too dangerous to fly, too dangerous to go to the airports. So what did they do? They got in their cars and drove. Well, guess what? Flying is way safer than driving.
Yeah.
It's so much safer that, in fact, if there had been a wave of fatal terrorist hijackings after 9/11, it still would have been far safer to fly. But because you have millions of Americans making the switch. Now, if you're one person and you make the switch, you're probably going to be okay because driving's not that dangerous, right? But if you have millions of people doing this thing, it's a pretty predictable result, right? As you say, somebody's going to lose the lottery, right? Okay? And in fact, researchers have crunched the numbers, and what they've determined is that this switch from flying to driving lasted for about 1 year after 9/11. And in that time, because of that irrational fear, 1,595 people died on American roads who would not have died had they flown instead.
So there was that many more deaths above the average, is what you're saying.
Exactly right.
But tell those people on September 12th to get on a plane. But that's the other side of the brain that we're learning about today.
But, I'm going to cut people slack. For weeks after 9/11, I understand. I'm not a Vulcan here. Weeks after 9/11, everybody felt the same way, right? But the point is that this switch from flying to driving actually lasted for a year. And 6 months after 9/11, where were politicians saying, hey, everybody, calm down? What's the actual risk to an average American? How likely is it that the average American will be killed by a terrorist?
Mm-hmm.
It's incredibly unlikely. The average American is far more likely to drown in a bathtub than to be killed by a terrorist. When was the last time you heard a politician say that?
Yeah.
They don't want to be, but they don't want to be the guy that says that, and then the next day there's a bomb in their city.
That's exactly right. It's a political calculation. It's a political calculation, and I understand the political calculation, but it's a lack of leadership. It would have helped Americans if somebody had said, you know what, terrorism is serious. We're going to get the bad guys. We're going to take this seriously, but it's important for everybody to calm down because the risk to any one person is minuscule.
Yeah, throw some stats at us.
You know what you've got me scared to do? Drive home and take a bath. That's I'm petrified now.
I think with that analogy about his daughter wearing the helmet when she goes biking, that means it's fine that you walk around your house with a gun.
Well,
because that's what he does. So.
I do like my guns.
But it takes the I know flying is a lot safer. I do know that, but I will drive over flying every single time if I can because it just relieves that stress and anxiety I feel leading up to my flight.
I think people feel safer too because you're in control of the vehicle.
Right.
You always feel like you can kind of weave your way out of any kind of accident that might come up. You're not going to plummet. That's always nice. Plummeting is never good. And I don't know, some a Muslim extremist isn't going to pop up in your back seat and bash his way into your driving behind your steering wheel and do something horrible.
Well, let me ask you this: how many Americans were killed in the United States by terrorists, international terrorists, last year, by Muslim extremist terrorists?
Yeah, I know. It's
zero.
Yeah.
How many Americans were killed on American roads last year? More than 40,000.
Yeah.
We lose 40,000 every year.
Yeah,
on the roads.
That's right.
That is amazing.
Just lost one on the expressway this morning.
Yep.
Cost me a lot of time to get in.
Yep.
We really care, don't we, as people?
And now to go back to the psychology, you mentioned control. Well, first of all, you said, you always have this feeling, if I get into trouble, I can just drive my way out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I'm a better driver than everybody else. You know what?
Right.
You know what psychologists have shown? It's optimism bias. It's called optimism bias. If you ask people, how good looking are you? And they'll say, better than average. And they'll say, how truthful are you? Better than average, and so on. And we think everybody's better than average, right? Which, of course, is a statistical impossibility.
Impossible.
And that's and so basically, it's for a lot of folks, this idea that somehow I'm a better driver than everybody else is actually an illusion, okay? And it's a dangerous illusion. Again, to go back to the psychology, now another reason why control actually does matter, this illusion of control. But more than that, it's familiarity. Familiarity is one of the most important factors in risk perception. If something is novel, new, strange, your intuitive sense, which is to say the sense that comes from your unconscious mind, it drives that risk perception rate up. Hey, I've never seen this before, back off. But if it's familiar, it drives it right down. There's no threat here, which is a big reason why smokers continue to smoke. Because they don't have, partly it's nicotine addiction, obviously, but it's because they don't have an intuitive sense that the cigarette's a threat. Day after day after day after day, they've smoked and nothing bad happened. In fact, it makes them feel pretty good. So the unconscious mind says, sorry. There's
It's
no threat
familiar,
there. Don't worry
right.
about it. It's familiar. It's beyond familiar. Chain smokers, sometimes they won't even realize that there's a cigarette in their hands, right? That's the unconscious mind. That's the brain saying, there's no threat here. Ignore it.
Wow. So what do you do with all, we're inundated every day with just horrible images on the news and fear and that, like I said, the teases of death and destruction at your doorstep and in your house, products you buy. What do you do? How do you deal with that logically?
Well, you pick up a copy of The Science of Fear by Daniel Gardner.
Yeah.
Why we fear the things we shouldn't and put ourselves in greater danger. That's what you do.
Published by Dutton, available everywhere.
That's what you do.
That's a brilliant idea.
You educate yourself on the whole thing by buying his book.
Silly me. I thought we were just having a conversation.
Thank you for putting that so shamelessly. I'll put it a little more casually. Look, what you have to do is you have to learn a little bit about the psychology. Because you have to realize that every single human being is subject to certain psychological foibles which can make you get risk really wrong. You'll fear things that you shouldn't fear, and you won't fear things that you should fear. And the second thing is you have to realize that you have this business of this two minds, the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. You have to get in the habit of thinking about your intuitions. What psychologists have found is that when you have a strong intuition that something is true, you won't examine it. This is true for educated, intelligent people who think that, they're too clever for this stuff. Not true. This is a natural way of dealing with things. If we have a strong intuition that something is true, we'll just go with our gut. You have to get in the habit of saying to yourself, you know what? I have time. I'm afraid to fly. I think I'm going to drive instead. Does that make sense? I have the feeling that it makes sense, but does it really make sense? I'm going to go and get some statistics, and I'm going to think about this rationally. You have to get into that habit of skepticism. Do that, and you can catch these mistakes.
Right on. Hey, let's go to the phones. We got John in New York here. John, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey there, Jan.
Hey, man.
I want to tell you that one day, the Verrazano Narrow Bridge over there, in New York, goes over the Port of New York. I'm driving. I've been over it 100 times. One day, I'm going up the ramp, and I'm sitting there, and I had a severe panic attack. Started sweating, almost blacked out. I'm driving, get over the bridge, finally get over it. I'm like, what the hell was that all about? So then I started thinking, driven over it many times, then I started thinking it was right after the Minnesota bridge collapse, and the media just over and over showed the cars plummeted into the river, the bridge collapsing. It's something that I cannot get out of my mind.
Fezzi? Is that you?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, the media will do that to you.
It's just absolutely amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah, this goes right with what Daniel's saying here.
Yeah, it's those horrible images,
One of the most basic ways the unconscious mind decides, how likely is it this is going to happen? You're driving over the bridge and you're saying to yourself, how likely is it that I'm going to plunge to my death? One of the ways the unconscious mind answers that question is it uses these things called heuristics, which are just rules of thumb. One of those is what I call in the book the example rule. You will unconsciously, again, you won't be aware that this process is happening. You will try to think of an example of it. And the easier it is to think of an example, not how many examples you can think of, but the easier it is for you to think of an example, the more common that thing is. And so if last night you saw on the news these vivid images of this frightening, awful event, and then you ask yourself, and then you're in the same situation, your unconscious mind is going to say, how easy is it for me to think of an example of this horrible thing happening? Incredibly easily. I just saw it in vivid color, right? And so that's where it comes from. The stranger abduction thing that I referred to earlier. This is why you're seeing it all across the Western world. One of the biggest news stories.
Only if they're cute kids, by the way.
Only if they're cute little blonde kids.
We don't care about the ugly ones.
Exactly. And but these things get picked up, and so they happen, but they're incredibly, incredibly rare. And so you get a story like a child abducted in Germany. This is a true story. This child is abducted in Germany, and then there's closed circuit camera images of this abduction, and the kid is murdered. This is international news, right? Your conscious mind understands perfectly well this says nothing about the safety of your children here in the United States.
Right.
But that's not how your unconscious mind processes that information.
And here's the thing: it would be tough for you to rewire your brain to think differently when it comes to all this stuff. But what the big sin is the fact that the media knows that the average person thinks this way, and they take advantage of it for ratings and revenue and whatnot.
Okay.
You want to discuss that a little bit?
Here's where I'm going to disagree slightly. To some extent, that's true. There's no question. There's lots of individuals and organizations who profit from the promotion of fear, and there's no question that the media are among them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's actually something more profound going on. Why is it that the media always grab the sensational, the dramatic, the whatever type of story? And at the same time, they don't tell you the statistics. They don't tell you diabetes, asthma. These things kill people by the tens of thousands. You never see stories about them. Mm-hmm. So why is it that they do what they do? I argue in the book that it's about evolutionary psychology. Evolutionary psychologists say that we are hardwired for stories. We like telling stories. We like hearing stories. We have no similar hardwiring for numbers. Numbers have no emotional content. They don't move us. We have no intuitive grasp of numbers. Okay, but what's a story exactly? Well, whether it's the evening news or you're talking about a Hollywood movie or a novel or Shakespeare or the Bible or whatever, a story is always the same thing. It's about individual identifiable people. It's got novelty. It's a little bit different. It's got drama and conflict and big emotions. And the more it has those qualities, the better the story is, right? Mm-hmm. So, for instance, Christina Applegate, 36 years old, gets breast cancer. We all know her. She's good to look at. She's a young woman, so this is particularly tragic. This is a particularly powerful, emotional story. So, of course, this is international news all over the world. Well, guess what? The average woman who gets breast cancer is in her 70s or 80s. That's when breast cancer risk is as highest. Is actually when a woman is in her senior years, not when she's in her 30s and 40s. Mm-hmm. But why is it, media analyses have shown, why is it that the media are always showing women in their 30s or 40s who get breast cancer, and they never show old women who get breast cancer?
Makes a better story. I get all that.
Makes a better story.
But then they don't tell you how severe the cancer is because they want you to think, this could be it for Christina Applegate. That's right. The problem I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Is like, if you read a little deeper, which you have to do on your own because they're not going to do it for you, it turns out that this is very curable in her case. But most people still don't know that because the news isn't willing to offer up that info to you. And that's where I really think they do it for the ratings and money.
Well, again,
because they could tag all these stories with, wow, this is a great story, but let me tell you, this is ridiculously rare.
But never underestimate the power of ignorance as an explanation. I hate to say it that way, but it's true. I've known a lot of reporters and a lot of editors in my time, and their scientific knowledge in a lot of cases is just appalling. Public misconceptions. If the public has a misconception, a scientific misconception, there's a real good chance that reporters share that misconception. So they're repeating it not necessarily because they want to juice the story, but because they don't know any better.
We make fun of the local news all the time. And growing up, I thought, wow, they have to be scholars, these people. They're giving us the news.
Just reading.
And you realize they're just a bunch of dopes like we are watching the damn thing.
Reading off the teleprompter and just kind of...
just going with it and assuming what they're about to read is real and then that someone proofread it and checked their facts. No.
And we love the local tie-in to any story, any horrible story, no matter where it is in the world. They will try to somehow localize it. Could it happen here? We'll let you know. And that's another tactic that... that
was after the Indian Ocean tsunami. That was my favorite.
Right, yeah.
Could a tsunami happen in Saskatchewan? We'll tell you at 5 o'clock.
They were showing, like, graphics, computer graphics, computer images, CGI, of what New York City would look like if it was hit by a tsunami.
You're kidding.
Now, there was no reason to show that, but they were showing it, and they were like, here's what it would look like.
Yeah.
And it's just there to shake you up a little bit.
Even better than what Anthony was just saying. They're talking about global warming and all that and how the ice caps are going to melt and New York City is going to be underwater, right? So they show what that's going to look like with cars actually floating in the middle of like Broadway and subway stations completely flooded. Like, we wouldn't figure this out as it's going on. Would we attempt to build a big wall? What would we do? We wouldn't just sit there.
Well, the last resort would be to probably get your car out of the city when the water's maybe 2 inches high.
It's almost like...
it's not going to happen instantly.
They're basically saying that, we see a puddle that doesn't look too normal and it's getting bigger slowly but surely, and we still sit there and do nothing.
The global warming thing is just the latest in the real kind of let's scare the crap out of everybody. Running out of oil, that's another thing. People love to jump on that one. Hey, we're running out. There's just none going to be left. And then they paint this picture of us going back to some covered wagon scenario, and it's all just based in let's scare these people so they watch the news. It's amazing.
In large part, yeah. No, I have to agree, and it's not even just the news, right? I mean, go into the bookstore now. Here I am. I'm selling a book which I'm trying to
what book is that?
Daniel
Gardner.
It's The Science of Fear. It's an excellent book. But for every one book like mine, you're going to find 100 others that are going to tell you how you're going to die. And here's how the world's going to end in the next 5 years. I mean, catastrophe is like big business
because those books make a better story.
Exactly. They make a better story. It's that simple. Climate change and flooding is a good story because if you look at the actual science, what the actual scientists are saying, they're talking about incremental rises, which are measured in centimeters.
That's the point
over decades.
That was the point we were making about Manhattan being underwater.
It's absurd.
We're going to have a lot of time to try to figure it out. And if we can't figure it out, guess what? We're going to have a lot of time to get the fuck off this island. Let's say hi to John in North Carolina.
Hey, I just wanted to say a perfect example of this deal was with Y2K. I mean, that was the perfect storm. There was a definite time stamp of when it was going to happen,
People went out and bought supplies, and they were waiting in their homes, just waiting for midnight for complete anarchy to happen because of Y2K.
And they weren't sure if the missiles were going to launch because
they
of
said
the
that,
coding or whatever the hell they said.
It got so bad, and then Happy New Year, and nothing happened. Not one problem.
And there were crickets outside your house.
At our New Year's Eve party, we went outside and cut the power to the house at midnight. Everybody freaked out.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Anyway.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks, guys.
One of our favorite things to do is collect news teases. And a bunch of people are suggesting we play a few of these for you.
Yeah.
As far as, the culture of fear, the science of fear.
It is a good example.
The name of your book here. We collect the best of the best. So listen to a few of these.
One city wants to pack all their sex offenders into a 3-block area. Problem is, it could be right next to your house.
All the sex offenders in 3 blocks could be next to your house.
Yeah.
All right. You got to admit, they're kind of trying to shake you up. They want you to tune in that night and see where the hell those sex offenders
are. I say
are.
Point for me, sir.
I have to concede that one. I concede that one.
Fear-mongering going on there.
That's pure ratings, yep.
Yeah, okay, good. How about this one?
How a twist on the predator law could shut down religion.
We love playing these.
Shut down religion.
Like, religion's been around for, thousands of years, but this one dumb thing's going to shut it down for everybody.
Man was barking at the moon.
Yeah.
That's religion.
This one is beautiful.
Could frequent hiccups be a sign of cancer? Watch News 8 at
10. These are real. That is, how do you watch that and go, what? Oh, my God. Frequent hiccups, a sign of cancer.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're hiccuping, waiting for 11 o'clock, biting your fingernails off.
Yeah, and they know that you're tuning in, but they're going to get to it after sports, after you watch for 28 minutes.
I love this stuff.
Are you normal? Thursday at 11 on News 8.
What does that even mean?
Are you sure that's normal? Not from The Simpsons?
I know, doesn't it sound like these can't possibly be real? But, man, they are.
I'm keeping track. No points for you. It's a shutout so far, sir.
I love these.
The problem solvers have uncovered sexual predators sent to live in our nursing homes.
Do you really know who's living down the hall?
Could this happen to your mother?
Yeah.
Dare to dream, Mom.
Yeah. And we're almost done here.
The problem solvers have
hold
the
on,
problem.
sorry about that.
Could your house be making you fat? Tomorrow, CBS 2 News at 5.
How do they not just crack up tape with these? Your house be making you fat.
Oh, boy.
And the ingredients in shampoo that can make a boy develop breasts. Tonight at
10. This is like Kentucky Fried Movie stuff.
Yeah.
This is real news teasers.
It's like if you're a father, you're checking out what shampoo that is so your son's not getting beat up in school.
Yeah. And finally,
fondled.
Sex offenders may be in your house at
love it. So
take a look around. Check those closets.
That's truly amazing. Actually, I have a simple rule of thumb. It didn't. I was convinced this phrase was going to pop up. Danger lurks. Anytime you hear a news story in which you hear the phrase "danger lurks," don't pay any attention.
Danger lurks.
Yeah,
the one they do a lot. A popular toy that your kid is playing with. Could be very dangerous to their health.
Could be dangerous.
And we always say, why don't you give the parents a break and tell them the toy right away?
No, they'll just say, is your child playing with it now?
Now in the other room?
Well,
we'll tell you what toy at 11, and it's 2 in the afternoon. You're like, I got to wait 9 hours?
Lock the kid in his closet and don't let him play with anything. But it is just pure
let's go with
fear-mongering.
Zach in Colorado. Zach, what's up?
Hey, man, I was just going to tell you guys, the oil scare thing that we have right now, it drives me nuts. Out here in western Colorado, we got more oil than fucking Saudi Arabia, but no one wants to drill it. And so they're telling everyone we're running out of oil, and it's fucking sitting right underneath our feet.
Really?
Really?
Really, Jed Clampett?
How do you know for sure?
Well, he was hunting for some food, and up from the ground came a bubbling crude. I believe.
Let's say hi to Chuck in Cleveland. Chuck.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, man.
Good, Chuck.
Hey, I got a real problem out here. I'm a dog trainer, and what we have is every time we have a vicious dog attack, if it's a German Shepherd or something else, it goes completely unnoticed. If it's anything that looks anything like a pit bull, it gets media attention all over the place, and we have such a high foreclosure rate and some other issues going on in Cleveland that we just get an influx of dogs in the pound, and they're not. Our laws say we're not allowed to take dogs out of the pound if they're pit bulls, and so it just the media really causes a big problem. And if you look at the statistics on these dog bites, there is the pit bull or what they call a pit bull, which is 6 different breeds of dogs. It's very, very low in comparison to any other breed or any other incident with child fatality or whatever. But the media really does disservice to a lot of great family dogs and just people who want to have a particular dog, and they just end up in the pound getting euthanized without any chance of adoption. So I think it's really a disservice by the media to do that to us.
Yeah, listen. One of the biggest and most important concepts I think to come out of cognitive psychology is something called confirmation bias. Once we believe something, this is true of everybody. Once we believe something, we embrace information that supports that belief, and we tend to belittle or ignore information that disputes that belief. Well, if you look at the way the media behave, in fact, it's one giant ball of confirmation bias. Because once they believe something is true, once you have an established narrative, and pit bulls are a classic example, stories that support that narrative, they go to the front of the line. Stories that are contrary to that narrative, they get ignored. Same thing happened with terrorism. Remember after the Oklahoma City bombing? The standard narrative on terrorism was angry white guy and militia, right?
Right.
And we had endless numbers of stories about angry white guys and militias. Then along comes 9/11. The narrative changes, and now it's about Islamic nut bars, right? Well, guess what happened? In the last couple of years, there have actually been incidents, including one in Oklahoma, in which a man, a suicide bomber, blew himself up outside a football stadium. Not carried anywhere, not reported anywhere. Why not? Because it was an angry white guy.
Oh, yeah.
Not a Muslim. It didn't fit the narrative, and so it wasn't reported. If it had happened in 1998, it would have been international news.
Right.
Hey, thanks, guys.
All right, sir. Thank you. Oh, yeah, this is a great one. We love this one, too. Paul in Michigan.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Pretty good, Paul.
man.
All right. Have you ever noticed that every single time somebody shoots up a mall or a store and at some point mentions a video game, the media just explodes with this, is violent video games messing up your children? It's an epidemic whenever anything involving video games is mentioned, and the media just clamps right onto it.
But if you look and see how many people play video games and how many actually act them out and kill somebody or injure somebody,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
The media ignores the fact that playing a lot of these video games are a stress release for a lot of people. Instead of going out and punching someone in the head, you kind of get that out of your system playing some of these games. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's whenever Grand Theft Auto is always the first game to come up, and it's always, is it going to make you walk outside and punch somebody in the face? And it's more this scaremongering, and I think people are actually finally starting to get, wind of the fact that they're just BSing for ratings and killing time, when really they should be focusing on a real story.
Well, one of the worst examples of this is what happened after the Columbine massacre. You remember that atmosphere? Everyone was going crazy. You know, school violence is out of control. What's wrong with America's kids? And everyone had their pet theories, like it was goth music. Remember goth music and goth culture?
Yeah.
You know, it was going to destroy America.
They blamed it on Marilyn Manson, didn't they?
Yeah, Marilyn Manson, it was, and then they went down the list, or it was drugs, it was pot, or whatever, you know, right? You just go down the list. Here's the crazy thing. You know what was actually happening at that time? You know what the statistics actually showed? The statistics showed that, first of all, the chance of any one American child being hurt in school or killed, murdered in school, was infinitesimal. In fact, schools were the safest place for America's kids. And guess what the trend was in violence? It wasn't going through the roof. In fact, it was just the opposite. It was dropping down through the basement. But nobody talked about that. The media didn't talk about that. The politicians didn't talk about that. But those were the facts.
Wow. Let's go to Al in Maryland. Al, what's up?
Hey, guys. Fascinating talk today. I'm definitely picking up the Science of Fear for my vacation read next week. So my problem is motorcycle. I have one, enjoy riding it. My wife just recently decided she did not want to ride it. Is there any way to help her get past this?
Can you're a motorcycle guy, you said?
Yes. Yeah, I got 30,000 safe miles on my bike. My wife recently decided that's it for her. My daughter had a wreck. I guess she's got confirmation bias, as you pointed out a little while ago. But beyond time, is there a way she can get past this fear?
The only knowledge I have on this whole thing was when we were broadcasting from the X Games in L.A.
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking to all the motocross guys. And they were doing some ridiculous things on their bikes, like all the tricks in the air and you know, the racing they do and all that. We asked every single guy if they ride when they're not performing.
Yeah, on the street.
And they actually told us over and over again, I'm not crazy enough to ride a motorcycle on the highways. And I'm sorry I'm saying that, Al, but that always pops in my head when we talk motorcycles. These guys are like, fuck no. I know what I'm doing, you know, when I'm on a track with these guys, but I don't trust the average American driving their dumb minivan or what have you.
People make a left in front of me, and I have an Escalade.
Right.
Like, and they don't see me. It's not going to...
My reality is, I drive about 60 to 70,000 miles a year for work, so my chance of getting killed is far greater, I believe, in my car than on my bike, and I think riding the bike makes me safer.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue that. I just, you know, I'm sorry I brought that up because that's not going to help you. But I'm sure with everything else Daniel's telling us today, the stats have got to be ridiculous compared to, you know, the reality of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, motorcycles...
well, that didn't really make sense.
No,
you know what I was trying to say.
Motorcycles are, you know, riding a motorcycle is mile for mile more dangerous than driving in a car.
Oh, yeah.
You know, no surprise there.
But if you really figure out how many guys are on bikes and how many actually are dying riding a bike, the stats are ridiculous.
Yeah, and I don't know what the exact numbers are, but what you have to do is you have to look at those numbers and you have to decide for yourself, is this a risk I'm prepared to take?
Right, Danny?
Well, I just started riding, so this is kind of interesting to me, but what I've noticed so far is that the people that ride erratically are typically the ones who have scratches on the side of their bike because they dropped it. They're the ones that are what's called lane splitting when they're in between two lanes of cars. Those are the people that, you know, most likely get into these accidents. Me, I drive like a big pussy on my, because I know how dangerous it is. So I sit there, I don't weave in and out of traffic. I just drive on my bike like I would drive if I was in my car.
But you're new at it too, so in time you'll start.
Yeah, but just because
pulling those shenanigans.
Because those are the people where I see videos on, you know, on all the disgusting sites that I go to. Those are always the guys where, you know, where the end photo is just a guy's head looking like hamburger meat, and it's just like, well, that's not going to be me. When I see sport bikes whizzing past me doing 90 on a side street, I'm like, well, you could die. You'll be the guy in the paper tomorrow, not me.
Yeah.
How about the guys doing the wheelies?
They're idiots.
Oh, I know, down the expressway.
That's never reported in the news. It's always, you know, 26-year-old blah blah with 4 kids died today, and you picture a guy going 55 miles an hour to work on his motorcycle.
Every summer there's always a new roadside memorial, you know, on a major intersection in my neighborhood where it's flowers and candles because some idiot on a bike, you know, figured he was going to speed up through a yellow. And it's like, you want to do that in a car, fine, you'll get T-boned, but chances are you're going to live through it. You get T-boned on a bike, there's no saving you. You could I don't care what kind of helmet you're wearing, you're dead.
Yeah, I guess, Al, if I learned anything from Daniel today is, you know, show your girl the stats.
Yeah, I've got 30,000 safe miles and a scratch-free bike, so I guess that's a good point. Yeah,
You're one of the lucky ones.
Right. And I apologize to all the
I'd never
riders.
get on a bike.
I apologize to all the
Never.
riders out there because now they're calling like crazy. Riding a motorcycle is safe and blah, blah, blah. I just remember what the motocross guys told us. That's all. So, hey, Daniel, before we let you go, The Science of Fear, it's in bookstores now. I noticed a chapter. I don't know how much you want to say about it because I know you want people to pick up the book, but the title of the chapter was kind of interesting to me. Something about, where's the chapters now? Sorry. I had it.
Let's wait as Sophie thumbs through the book.
There's never been a better time to be alive.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Absolutely. This is the most basic fact going when it comes to risk. We are the healthiest and safest people who ever lived. This is the crazy thing. This is the and this is actually the paradox at the center of my book. We live in societies where we're increasingly worried about threats to health and safety, but guess what? No one seems to be aware of or appreciative of the fact that we're the healthiest and safest people who ever lived. You know what the child mortality rate was in the United States 100 years ago? Almost 1 in 5. Almost 1 in 5 American children died before the age of 5. Now, it's much less than 1% today. You know, life expectancy down through the centuries, it goes up a little bit, it goes down a little bit. It never really advances, right? Then in the last 100 years, what happens? It goes from 50 to 80. We are incredibly lucky to be alive today. If you look at the things that killed Americans 100 years ago, you know what the number one killer was? Tuberculosis was the number one cause of death.
Got the consumption.
Exactly. Tuberculosis, diphtheria, polio. All these things have been wiped out. All these threats. And
good old
meanwhile,
diseases.
And we're worried about these, stranger abduction, and then what chemical in the toys that our kids are playing with, and all these trivial things, relatively trivial
So
things.
why does the media report it differently? Like everything causes cancer, and like you said, there's this in the toy that could kill you, and
because good news is no news. It's that simple. Because good news is very hard to tell. Is one of the remember I talked about stories. It's about something happened to this person, and it's an emotional story. How do you tell the emotionally gripping story of a man not murdered? How do you tell the emotionally gripping story of a woman who doesn't die of diphtheria or a child who's not dead?
Yeah.
We talked to the family of the man that just goes to work every day. It's kind of like, well, it's kind of boring.
Yeah. We just got to educate ourselves a little more. Well, Daniel Gardner, it was a pleasure. The Science of Fear, why we fear the things we shouldn't and put ourselves in greater danger.
I find that subject very, very interesting. It's great.
Well, thanks, guys. It was a blast.
Right on. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to finish up next. Stay there. Hammered. All right. Jim Breuer is going to be on the show this week. I just found out.
Nice.
Awesome. He was our big surprise at the comedy show this past Saturday.
Yeah, did a great job.
Taking the place of Jimmy Fallon, who was going to be the big surprise.
But he got scared of our audience.
That's what I'm hearing.
He got a little scared.
That's what I'm hearing. And Mike Birbiglia is going to come in tomorrow and defend himself. So, that should be a lot of fun.
Booyah!
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 Getting
Come on,
ready for
let's
line of
all
the day.
pull our nuts out of an asshole and go booyah!
People liked that last segment.
Yeah,
they liked it a lot. He was good. He was very good.
It's something we address on the show a lot.
Yes. We got this that just came in from Derek.
Here at the Opie and Anthony Show, we realize that not every radio program has had the same success that we've had. So we'd like to take this time and rub it in.
Do you know what we've done with our careers, jackass? Do you have any idea? When were you on Leno? When were you on Letterman? When did you guys do a comedy show in front of 10,000 people? Why don't you answer some of those questions? Are you a syndicated show across America on satellite radio? Our careers are what they are. We've done very well for ourselves, and you know that. Go do your stupid show and leave us out of it. You pussies.
Thank you. You can now go back to living your shitty everyday lives.
Awkward. It's always awkward the next day. The time it makes complete sense to be a raging asshole. Then the next day you're like, ugh, I don't ever want to hear that again.
Can't believe my car's fucked up. I
hear you.
No, I gotta. Oh, your car. How did that work out with yours? Was it a thrown rod or something?
What happened?
Or a lifter?
What? Very long story short. My car was fine. Let a friend of mine drive my car. Now car isn't fine. So I bring it to a mechanic.
When the low oil light was on or something, his buddy's driving it and it's a stick shift, and he's like, What? What did he say?
He's like, oh, your car's got pretty good pickup for a four-cylinder.
Pickup.
And I look, and I'm like, yeah, that's because you're doing 75 in third gear.
He's 75 in third gear.
Yeah, so now there's a problem with the car.
Clang, clang, clang,
And,
clang.
yeah, and so it's my fault because the oil was low as opposed to him driving it like a retard. So I bring it to
You didn't tell me there was a blind spot.
So I bring it to the mechanic, and the guy's, he calls the senior mechanic over to take a listen to it, and the guy just goes, like, I see his face. I'm like, oh boy.
Oh, that's
So I
not
get out of
good.
the car, I shut the engine off, and I say to the guy, so what is it? He goes, connecting rods are just done. They're just done. So I'm just standing there, no one's saying anything. I was like, well, what do you suggest I do? He goes, you should probably buy a new car.
Yeah.
So,
should probably buy a new car. That's like, it's dead.
it's done.
It's dead.
The car doesn't even have 60,000 miles on it. It's finished. So now I'm in the market for a new vehicle.
Wow.
If anybody out there is selling one.
That sucks. Hey, Sam just came in, and I know what he's doing here. He needs help with his contest.
What happened?
I'm starting to panic.
Oh, are you? And this is your baby, right?
Listen,
This is all yours.
They gave me 4 days and said, "Yeah, let's just do this contest." And tomorrow's Thursday.
In fairness, this should have been a couple weeks.
Yeah.
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 Basically, you come up with a fake wrestler.
Yeah.
Wrestling name, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you cut up what's called a promo,
Right.
making believe you're taking on either Sam or E-Rock. It's very simple, and the best one's going to win a trip to SummerSlam.
Yes.
When Sam explains that, it takes him 5 minutes, but that's basically the contest, right?
That's it. You just have to email it to me.
What's your email address?
Sam@opieandanthony.com. Even that's easy. It's such an easy contest.
And Sam walks in with 2 entries. And I know why he did this.
All the entries, by the way. Every entry.
all the entries.
With the entire
He handed
amount
these
of
in
entries.
because he needs help desperately here. With that, we meet Mr. Something.
I can't understand what he's saying. That's what I said.
You just call him Mr. Something?
He says Mr.
Oh,
and then
his
something.
wrestling name isn't Mr. Something.
It's Mr. and then something else. I don't know what it is.
That is kind of funny, Mr. Something. I'm Mr. Something, brother.
That would be kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
But you can't understand what his
I don't know
wrestling
what his
name
name
is.
is.
Oh, boy.
Yes, this is to the matchmakers of the WWE. I'm begging you, no, I'm pleading with you to give me a match with that nappy-headed hoe, Sam, at SummerSlam. That man has been a thorn in my side now for these past few months. He has interfered in my matches. He has caused me disqualification losses. He has made my life a living hell. And I'm begging you guys, pleading with you to please make this match at SummerSlam and put it inside a steel cage. That way that Brillo-headed bastard can finally get the ass whooping that he deserves. So to the matchmakers at the WWE, please
Holy
make this match. I'm begging you for at
This guy's
SummerSlam, August 13th.
got some of the worst mic
2008.
technique.
Ever.
Brillo-headed Sam will feel the
We
wrath
got it.
of Mr. Paper!
Mr. Paper?
Might be paper.
Mr. Paper?
Maybe Mr. Paper? All right.
Mr.
We might have found the problem with your contest. It
What?
says entries need to be in by August 5th, and
Well, I
yesterday
said
was August
that
5th.
because
so
I was trying
how are
to
you going
be
to
like-
get entries today and tomorrow?
That's something that I made up because I thought people might be like, "Oh, we got to get our entries in right away."
Well, adjust the promo.
Okay, just
All right.
please send stuff in.
And then we got this one from Fleaman.
Yeah, look,
Fleaman?
you have to, the promo you just heard is either the winner or second place. Like that's either the winner or second place.
Oh, and
That's
he's
what we're dealing with.
sucked.
All right, here's Fleaman attempting to win a trip to SummerSlam.
The name's Mad Masker, that's who I am. I'm throwing out a challenge to head off to SummerSlam. Eric Nagel's the guy. Park wants to fly. 30-inch thighs. Getting to work late and he lies. Eating all the mayo. Looks like Pillsbury dough. Yo, he didn't know. I shoot him off like a bow. He gets waxed like a chick. A little too thick. Dumb as a brick. Opie's ass he wants to lick. Yeah, I got no background music cause I got no production. You like the back of my GPS. Nothing but suction. E-Rock better take his vitamins and he better pray cause I'm a killer from the streets on 25th and Broadway. I'm the human hot sauce. Make your lips red like loss. This will be your loss. You're worse than Rich Voss. I'm not a cheap M&M. I'm an expensive vanilla ice. Did your mom today? Not once but twice. When I left the house, I had crabs and lice. You tried to satisfy my mom, but you small like mice. It's too bad you're so small. At least my tongue is nice. Maybe you should get a sex change and call yourself Eric Spice. So pick me O&A. I'll bring my name and my game. You better recognize my fame, because here comes the rain.
I think Flea Man loses because he did full retard.
Yeah. He definitely...
He should have did partial retard, but he went all in. Full retard.
One sec!
God, you suck.
This is what we're dealing with.
Holy shit.
It is so easy to win. Where's SummerSlam?
Indianapolis.
So even if you don't fucking like wrestling, you get a free trip to Indianapolis. Wow.
If we just play tapes of the Midnight Rider from a year and a half ago, he'll win.
Do you understand Shane McMahon is going to walk in this studio and be...
You mean the surprise guest, Shane McMahon?
It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter. He's going to walk in.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
He was supposed to be the surprise judge on Friday.
Yeah, well, he's going to come in, and the WWE people are going to be here. Oh, man, I wonder what Opie and Anthony have in store for us. Two guys, one, Mr. Something, can't even be here on Friday.
Mr. Paper, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, he can't even be it?
No.
So
he'd be on the phone.
Oh.
And Flea Man would be here rapping over nothing.
Well, so Flea Man has to come in.
Yeah, well, of course Flea Man will be here.
In order to save your ass, we are all going to have to go in and do our own.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what
I guess somebody on staff now is going to win a trip to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
What else can we do?
No, we could just make them, and then you could pick one of the two that came in.
We got guys saying they've sent stuff in. Gabe, New York.
Hey, how's it going? I sent in a promo. It's kind of hacky, but my character is named Ultimate Warrior, and basically the premise is Rich Voss is now a professional wrestler, and he's named the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, we got it.
That's good.
I sent him the promo to Sam, but apparently he had trouble hearing it, but I just sent him a promo without music behind it.
No, there was no trouble hearing it. You sent the first 3 seconds of the Ultimate Warrior's theme music.
And then I started talking.
No, that was it. There was no talking involved.
Oh, dude, you fucked it up.
No.
No,
anyway.
it's not on it.
Send it again, and you can probably win.
Yeah, please.
Sam, I just sent it to you, so hopefully you'll
All right,
enjoy
please send it again. All right, thank you, Gabe.
Thanks. Bye.
Let's say hi to James in Arizona. James?
Hey, how you guys doing, man?
Good.
I got a character for you. It's called OPD.
What's that?
It's one psycho dude. Well, let me tell you something there, E-Rock and Sam. Why want you two on a handicap match in the big steel cage at SummerSlam, dude? It's going to be me, OPD. And when you cross that line there, E-Rock and Sam, I'm going to cut your legs off just like Shorty, man. And when I tell you blood's going to flow like wine, oh, it is. Because you're going to get color, brother. And when that shadow casts across the interstates of the Indianapolis, bruh, and I come in for that crash landing into the Conseco Fieldhouse, it's going to
Holy
be on like
shit.
a pot of neck bones,
You
brother.
marble mouth ass.
So what you gonna do? It's a Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, it is like a Hulk
It's got to be a little more
Hogan.
original,
It's-
yeah.
OPD, dude, one psycho dude.
Right on. Thank you, James.
Is he?
Richo, now these guys are becoming wise asses.
Oh, jeez.
He writes, will we get yelled at for booing Flea Man?
No.
Now we got a dilemma.
No, you could boo Flea Man.
Look, we're in a tough spot with the booing. What can I tell you?
So you can't boo Flea Man?
If you guys want to continue booing comedians, then we're not going to have any more comedy shows. That is our dilemma. We don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. It's kind of a catch, what do they call it? A
catch 38.
Yeah, there's a little catch
I don't know what
22
that is.
happening here. The reason we're telling people not to boo the newer comics before you give them a chance is because we can't do any more shows if you don't.
Booyah.
So what do we do?
But
Do
we
just
boo
go-
Flea because we know Flea's an asshole.
But do we do just beach days and camping trips and give up on the comedy shows?
Yeah, fun stuff. Things that don't take applause.
That's our
or
catch
booze.
22. We don't know what to do because guys do not want to do the show because they're a bit scared. And
Yeah,
the list
animals.
of people that didn't want to be part of the show this year, pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. You want to do one more before line of the day? Sure. Luke, New Hampshire, what's up?
Luke.
Hey, I had a little idea here.
Okay.
You know, past couple of years I've been doing some wrestling kind of on the weekends, and I decided, right off the cuff, I could probably cut a better promo against Sam
than most anyone out there who's even tried this so far. So here we go. Sam, you stupid little gnat with bad hair. You wish that you could go to SummerSlam and step into the ring with me, but the fact of the matter is I am just better than you in each and every way imaginable. As sure as it is that Ron and Fez noon to 3 is live, it is sure that I will go and break you apart limb from
I think
limb
he's gone.
and break every bone in your disgusting little body. You are nothing compared to me. And I swear to God, if I
Sounds
get
a
in
little
that
gay.
ring with you at SummerSlam, you will be walking out a battered,
effeminate
torn man,
sounding.
and I will
very bad.
shave your
Yeah.
head just for the sheer...
It's a bad rant, and then he's got like an effeminate sound to him.
But he's got a really good shot at winning.
Yeah.
Because you know what it is? No one's doing any characters. They're just
No.
talking
No.
how a wrestler
You
would
gotta come
talk.
up with a character.
Come up with your own character and personality.
You can't just talk like Flair and end everything like this.
And I'm going to tell you something, Danny.
What is
That was a Flair impression.
What is Sam? Now, what's your wrestling name?
Primetime Sam Roberts.
Primetime Sam Roberts. And what is your voice when you get on mic and start talking some smack?
Well, I don't need to change my voice. I come out. I gotta have a big guy behind me. You understand? Because I'm kind of
bet you do.
a smarmy manager type of guy.
Yeah, if you've noticed from the picture,
But-
Sam comes out with a hoodie and then a sport jacket
Yeah.
over his hoodie.
Over the hoodie. That's a good
hoodie,
look.
Sport jacket combo with the hood sticking
That's a
out.
great look. And what's your voice? Like, give me a little piece of something you would say.
Well,
to E-Rock.
I'd say, E-Rock, let me explain something to you. You obviously have the brawn. You have the weight advantage. But what you don't have is the mental conditioning of a primetime Sam Roberts.
Say,
Hey, that's pretty good, though.
he's just Sam Roberts.
I was pretty impressed.
So you don't. But the thing I'm trying to say is, you don't have to be. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, brother.
The other problem with the contest, you're supposed to fly into New York City to possibly win a trip somewhere else.
See, yeah, I was.
How about we just do the good ones on the phone?
Yeah, again, we'll make
People aren't going to
exceptions.
fly into New York for this horse shit.
If you're really good and can't come to New York, you could do it over the phone.
Right.
Just do
All right.
something.
All right, good.
Just do
What's
something.
the email?
Sam@opieandanthony.com.
And obviously WWE doesn't care. They just want to make sure we mention SummerSlam.
SummerSlam is August 17th. And
That's
it's
all
going
they
to be
care
awesome.
about.
August 17th.
What do you got there,
SummerSlam.
Danny?
I don't want to steal it. It's Dog Shit Sniffer from Woodside.
Of course.
He's got name for Eric is Prime Rib Eric.
Prime Rib Eric.
Oh, that rules. All right. A lot of guys want to do promos, but record your promo, send them into Sam,
Yeah.
please, and we'll play some more of these tomorrow, all right?
Great.
All right. It's line of the day time.
Brought to you by.
Sorry. My bad.
No, Jimmy's been quiet for the last hour. You all right, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Jimmy, what? What? Line of the day is sponsored by Carbonite.com. Carbonite backs up. What?
Did he say something?
Jimmy, you can say something. What's wrong? It backs up your computer hard drive so you never have to worry about losing any of your files. Check it out at Carbonite.com, promo code XM. Right, Jimmy?
He's nodding, yes.
Here's a runner-up line of the day.
Like when my friend at lunch one time we sat on his hamburger and we farted on his hamburger. That's something you do to make each other laugh. A bullying jock would rub his junk on your phone and then mush it into your face.
Right.
And like...
That's a great line.
Mush it. Next.
Always
Made you laugh
diplomatic.
harder.
They both equally did. Danny is awesome in Pineapple, and he's amazing in Tropic.
I counted the laughs. They were the same.
Yeah. Carbonite.com, promo code XM. Here is your line of the day.
Here comes line of the day. Line of the day.
Actually, John Travolta does a really good Baltimore in Hairspray. Have you seen
no, I
that?
didn't see it.
I saw part of it last night.
It's so distracting to watch him in that getup.
I know, it's weird, right?
It looks so right.
It really does. It really looks so right.
Miller,
Can I play that clip again? Where's that stupid lady? The beer lady, though. Just in case you missed it earlier, we got the beer lady. Danny had a great find today. Absolutely great find. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow, but we're going to leave you with this. Man murdered over beer.
To another shooting, this time at a home in South Memphis. Police say a man was murdered behind a house at Trigg and South Lauderdale. Action News 5's Janice Broach was the first television reporter on the scene. She talked to witnesses who say the shooting may have started with an argument over beer.
Police say someone shot the man several times in broad daylight. Susan Jones says the victim and another man were arguing over a beer.
They was arguing over a beer. They was up there, had a beer that they didn't have no beer. Oh. And they won a beer. They were hanging around to get a beer. The mailman gave me a dime. They were arguing over a beer. They probably took his beer and then shot him.